Yo, 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 yo. What's up? What's going on, everybody? It's your dog, Toddy, checking in with another weekend edition of the Waffle House. We are in the building. How we doing? How we feeling, everybody? How's it going? Yes, yes. God willing, we made another Friday, man. So hope everybody's doing well, staying cool, staying hydrated in the sun. You know what I'm saying? So we are back. You already know the rules. Make sure that you get your order in early. You know, that way you can go ahead and get your food, get your drink, and just enjoy the show. You know what I'm saying? So let me know what you want from the kitchen. Also, let me know where you're repping from. Make sure that you do throw your, oh, I shouldn't say throw. Make sure to put your area code in the chat. That way we can shout out your area code, wherever you're from, wherever you at. Y'all know how we do. Wherever you want to be, make sure that you put it in the chat. But yeah, we got a lot on the docket. Uh, this Friday, we got a lot on the docket. We're gonna talk about, as you see right there in the caption. Some people say Matt Ryan is overrated, and I know that this is a topic or a talking point that we have discussed at least a couple times on this show. But it is the off season. This gives us a little bit of time to ponder on unfamiliar terrain, even though it is some familiar terrain. But it is the off season, so it ain't like we gotta talk about how we played last Sunday or how we're gonna be playing this Sunday. So we're gonna discuss this. Something I want to discuss based on the reaction in the commentary I saw online from the Atlanta Falcons Mount Rushmore selection, and that's still been a topic of conversation. Once again, it's the off season, so we almost what training camp I think starts the 27th, so we almost there. We'll have more up to date content to talk about in a few short weeks here. We're gonna talk about that. Also, we'll talk about old Arthur Smith too. We'll talk about Arthur Smith as well. Gonna have a conversation about him. We'll talk about Arthur Smith and also Clutch Sports. I think it was Clutch Sports. They put out a top 30 college football players of all time list. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Also, there was a report that came out about from ESPN, a sports writer, a journalist from ESPN saying Kirk Cousins may be one and done. So we're gonna talk about that as well. Um, like I said, a lot on the docket to talk about. Let me see how y'all doing, how y'all feeling in the chat. Checking in first. We got our dog Cool C in the building. What's going on, Cool C? Yo, repping that 770 in the house. Shout out to the whole 770 in the house also. What's happening at 770? What's popping? What's going on to my dog Cool C? And also I want to take some time out and thank Cool C for becoming a member to the Atlanta Bird Gang community. That's a feature that we just opened up or opting into. And he was the very first person to show us some love and became a member. And if you rocking with us, you rocking with the show, you rocking with the content, I will ask if you're able, to consider joining the community like Cool C did. Shout out to Cool C once again. And it costs, it's about 6 cents per day, So if you think we're worth about 6 cents per day, show us a little bit of love. It don't cost you but like 6 cents per day. And sign up and become a member like my dog Cool C did. We also have another tier that's designed more for advertisers, but you ain't got to be an advertiser to go to that tier if you like to. But just quickly here, and I'll get out the commercials. I know y'all don't want to hear about the commercials. But if you want to go to the next tier, I think that tier is about $8.99, and that will also give you we will give you a promotion here on the show. We'll promote your service, your product, or whatever you like to promote, your mixtape, or your song, or whatever. And it also will enable you a slot on our story in our social media profile, whether that be Instagram. We got about 20,000 strong on Instagram. Or if you choose, you can go to the Facebook story, and we're about 23,000 strong on there, and it'll run for 24 hours. And if you want Any other, promotion other than that, holler at me directly. If you're watching this, you know how to get at me, and we'll put it down. You'll get a real player price, and we'll go from there. But yeah, like I said, if you like the content, you like ABG, consider becoming a member. That's a good way to show support for the channel. So with that out the way, I'm sorry about that, y'all. I know we don't like commercials. So let's get down to the business. Anthony White in the building. What's going on, Ant? Says I'll start it off. I don't think he overrated just by how bad the quarterback position has been in Atlanta since he left. Great point. Hey, you can also say before he came if you want to go that route also. Lisa Shepard in the building. Shout out, Lisa. Y'all make sure to check out Lisa on Blog and Dirty. She has an article that she just put out as well. You can go directly to Blog and Dirty and read her article also there. And I appreciate you all showing love. Lisa says one thing about Toddy, he gonna be on CP time. That's correct. I was a little better today though. I think I came in only about 10 minutes late today. Like a high school junior, I was only about 10 minutes late today. I dialed Mills in 1967 in the building. What's up, Mills? What's up, fan? The Hawks #1 pick looks pretty good tonight. I don't think Matt was overrated. I hadn't had a chance to see the #1 pick from the Hawks tonight, and he says I don't think Matt was overrated. Also, holistically overall, I don't think it was overrated either. But we're gonna chop that up too. I'm gonna bring people in, and we'll have a panel discussion about that as well. Lisa says Ryan's decline after 2017 season was remarkable, but even still, I wouldn't say he was overrated. Matt was a solid quarterback and the best in our team's history. I absolutely agree. In his prime years, in his younger years, I always say this, he was a good to very good quarterback. I still don't think Matt Ryan ever had a bad season as a Falcon. Now, what he did in Indianapolis, I ain't speaking on that. I'm only speaking that when he was here in Georgia playing in Atlanta. I don't think he ever had a bad season. So I'm pretty much agreeing with you on that, Lisa. Mill says, yeah, I know exactly what you meant, bro. Demetrius in the building. What's going on, Demetrius? How you doing tonight, bro? Good to see you here, man. Appreciate y'all coming through. Says, let me get my usual triple hash brown with Angus burger. That's some raisin bread with a Sprite. Let's get that man to school out here. Quick, fast, in a hurry. Please and thank you very much. One time for the fan in the building. What's going on, Jack Spade? Y'all make sure to show one time for the fans some love also on YouTube as well. If you're not subscribed to their channel already, make sure that you do subscribe. Run up the likes, run up the comments, and run up the shares. Appreciate you coming through, bro. Let's see. Demetrius said, rep the miracles. Yes, please rep them codes, man. Let us know where you're from. Lisa says, I want a veggie omelet. Okay, that's a new one for you, Lisa. With salsa, turkey, bacon, and some orange juice, repping that big 404 energy in the building. Shout out to the whole 404, Fulton County, Georgia in the building. Birds of Prey ATL in the building. What's going on, Birds of Prey? Appreciate you coming through. So it's 806, ripping all the way in Texas, man. Oh, shout out to Texas. Shout out to the 806. Ripping all the way in Texas. Okay, appreciate you coming through. Travis is showing that big 478 energy already in that building. Let me get my usual all-star with bacon, cheese, and large orange juice. That right? Cool C repping that 770 in the house. Shout out to the whole 770, the whole 678, the whole 404 as well. Lisa says, looks like I'm celebrating making it through another Aussie. Yes, hey, that's an accomplishment when you're a Falcons fan, man. It'd be some treacherous times. Mess with the Dirty Birds at time. Lisa says, I like the Falcons. I like that Falcons fans stay repping the squad. Phantom has no. That's right. That's absolutely correct. Man, you said a mouthful there. We got our dog Brian in the building repping that 404. Candler Paul. Oh, sorry, my bad. I'm reading too fast. Candler Road. Flat Shows Road in the building. Shout out to the 404, man. 404 always coming through. Always coming through, showing a lot of love. Demetrius says, promoter, man. Tyler's got to be your new nickname. Call me Lil Don King, man, without the house. 3 Dirty in the building. What's going on, 3? Appreciate you coming through, man. How's everything going to tonight, bro? I got my Bronx brother in the building. That's 718 in the building. Represent the Bronx is in the house. Blessings, my brother. You know, I've been going through it since my mom Duke's passing, but I'm slowly getting back to swing of things. Miss your content. Hey, man, take your time, man. My condolences and my prayers. Sorry to hear about the passing of your mom, man. So grieve at your own pace, bro. Don't be in a rush to get back to normal, anything like that. Um, Sending them but condolences and prayers your way, brother. Glad to see you getting back in the swing of things. Like I say, man, just take your time, man. Condolences once again to you and also your family. And we're gonna have a little moment of silence too. Prayers up, bro. Three Dirty since that round was a good quarterback, but he wasn't that killer, in my opinion. I could dig it, three. I could dig it. I could dig it. And that's what we're going to talk about, man. Hey, all opinions are welcome. You know what I'm saying? And when we drop that link, if you think he was overrated, come up here and tell us, hey man, he was overrated, bro. You know what I'm saying? I like to hear. That's what made the discussion and the debate better, man. When you got a lot of variance of opinions, so all opinions are welcome, bro. Uh, Keely in the building, what's going on, bro? Says what makes him overrated are the fans that call an average to good quarterback great or elite. Hey, I can dig it, man. I'm gonna ring the bell for that. And if you ain't busy when I drop that link, come on up here, bro. Cause like I say, man, all opinions are welcome, brother. Three there said that 252 in the building. I'm Action ATL visiting moms in Fulton County. Okay, enjoy the A, bro. Enjoy the A. Stay cool, man. It's been a hot one this summer, bro. Look like Mother Nature don't want to send us no rain this year, bro. It's been crazy, man. It's been real crazy. I've been trying to find me, not that this matter to anybody, but I've been trying to find me some chanterelle mushrooms this year. And we ain't been getting no rain, so I ain't been able to find none. So, hopefully Mother Nature worked with us a little bit on this rain to come in and cool things down a little bit. Denise Pinkston in the building, repping that 757 VA all day. VA all day. The home state of the great Falcons legend Michael Vick. Of course, it's hey y'all living in ATL, but representing that 757 VA is VA in the house. Demetrius says condolences. Keely says condolences also. Shawty Red on the track. What's going on, Red? How you doing, bro? What's popping, man? Big Low Country in the building. What's going on, Bo? How you doing? How you doing, brother? And as y'all already know, man, make sure to follow my brother Big Low Country also on YouTube as well if you're not already. Make sure to show him a lot of love. Run up the comments, run up the subs also. So yeah, let's get it going, man. Let's get this thing crackling, man. Appreciate everybody coming in, man. Got two people that's right now in the chat. I'm gonna bring them on also. Big Low says 912, born and raised in 912. I'm gonna say born and raised in Connor, but born and raised in 912. That used to be like the area code for most of Georgia. Even in middle Georgia, we was 912 for the longest. But the state started to grow and they had to split up the area code. So we went from 912 to 478. But shout out to the entire 912. I think that's like Savannah, Southern Georgia down in Valdosta area. If I got my area code geography correct, I'm getting old, man. T Terry in the building. This is Robinson like a big curry with that quick release. All right, so give me just a second, y'all. Get everything right here. Just a moment here. I'm gonna bring some fellas in backstage and also drop that link, and that way we can get this conversation on the road. Give me just a moment here. Please bear with me here. We're gonna bring Ron in the building. We're gonna bring Travis in the building. What's going on, fellas?
What's up?
What's going on?
Chilling like a villain, man. How y'all doing, man?
Doing good, man. Blessed to be here tonight. So.
Hey,
Good, man. Like I said, first I want to say condolences to the brother that lost his mom's. Like I said, I'm representing the 864 Belton, South Carolina. You know what I mean? Diehard Falcons fan, and let's make it.
Southern Cackalack in the building. All right, and also, y'all, before we get cracking, man, let everybody know where they can find you at. I was actually watching Travis, yourself, your older brother, and your pops last night on y'all show. It was very, very entertaining. I say this respectfully, but your dad is a fool.
He is. Oh, don't
But
worry. Hey, that ain't the first time he's gotten that.
yeah,
Trust.
I say that with all the respect in the world, but he's a fool, man. But y'all go ahead and plug your show and let everybody know where they can find y'all at, man.
Well, okay. Well, my show is at Pops, the Henry Brothers, 1997. I even got it down on my name. But yeah, we are on Thursdays at 7:30 on Facebook and YouTube. So, guys, please go subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. If you don't know who I am, now you will know who I am. I've been around for a minute, but this is my first appearance, I think, on Tidy's show. So I appreciate Tidy having me.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you coming. Big Ron, let them know where you at, bro.
You can find me on Talk Your Ears Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock, Facebook and YouTube. And you can find me on Pops and the Henry Brothers. And you can find me on the Eye Test. And you can find me on here sometimes.
Right. All right. So appreciate both of y'all coming in, man. And so let's go ahead and start off because I don't know how y'all feel about the Matt Ryan. Is he overrated or underrated? I don't know how either one of y'all feel about that. Travis, I already know how you feel about our second segment about Arthur Smith. So let's start with the Matt Ryan.
Right.
Like when the Mount Rushmore thing came out, you know, we did one on the Atlanta Bird Game Facebook page, and then like a month later, the NFL put their official one out. And since then, you know, and not that this is new to me, but a lot of people still feel very strongly that Matt Ryan was an overrated quarterback. I see some people even go to the stream to say he was not good, he was trash, he was garbage. So I'm gonna give y'all the floor. Either one of you can start. Like, how are y'all feeling about that? Matt Ryan overrated, underrated, overappreciated, underappreciated? Y'all got the floor.
Well, I'm gonna go first because I already know where Ron is going. But me personally, man, I don't think Matt Ryan was overrated. I think he was a really good quarterback, not elite, not great, but really good. And he did what he had to do with what he had. You know what I mean? Like he didn't have the best defenses. He had the best of weapons on offense. You know, it's just the defense always fell short. But um, I think he was a really good quarterback. I don't think he was overrated at all. I think he did what he could do for the time, what he had to work with. So I thought he was a really good quarterback myself.
Okay, so you're pretty much saying, just to recap that, you don't think he was overrated, but you also don't think he was like what we would consider elite quarterback, and he made
Nah.
kind of the most of what he was given.
Yeah. He was in. I think he was in the middle, above average, but not elite.
I can dig it. Ron, what's your thoughts?
I think he was above average at best to me, in my opinion. I he to me he did not have that dog in him. That what we've been missing, a quarterback that got some dog in him. And Matt Ryan did not have no dog in him, to me, in my opinion.
So you're just to recap what you're saying, he was above average, but he just didn't have. I hate to use Brady all the time. Let me try to find another quarterback just has some dog in him, some extreme dog in him. Can't
Patrick
use.
Mahomes.
I was gonna say I don't even want to use Brady and Mahomes because I feel like at that point, you know, we
Aaron
put the bar too high.
Rodgers.
Right.
Hey, let's just say Drew Brees. You know, he put it on
I'm
us
gonna
plenty
say
of time.
I didn't want to say Drew Brees, but I was finna say it. When I was like, man, I don't want to say that right now. So
So, I mean, that's just my opinion about Matt Ryan. He above average quarterback.
All right, so let me ask you this, Ron. When you say he didn't have that dog, like this is gonna sound like a crazy question, but define what you mean when you say he didn't have that dog in it, because that could mean totally different to different people.
anything, yeah, it could mean anything.
I mean, now get down here, score the touchdown, kick the field goal, and go the fuck home. Now do our motherfucking job.
So you think he was questionable scoring consistently, or he
Yes.
just
Yes. He did not put besides the 2016, he did not put the foot on the gas. If you get my drift,
I can understand that. I'm gonna give my opinion on it. It's like I don't want to give like a long-winded answer, but in short, let me see how I could put this. By the taking the Falcons fan base out of the equation, I don't think he was overrated. If you remove this fan base and the things that we talk about, our talking points and the things we say, I don't think he's overrated because I don't think the rest of the NFL really truly ever considered him like a Aaron Rodgers or Drew Brees or Peyton Manning. I don't think the rest of the NFL ever had him in that class.
right?
I think the rest of the NFL had him down there with Phillip Rivers, Eli Manning, even though this is a little bit before Matt's time, but Donovan McNabb.
Yeah,
I think they had him like a high B tier guy.
right,
So from that standpoint, removing the Falcons fan base, I don't think he was overrated. Now you bring the conversation back within our fan base, man, it changes a little bit because it's a conundrum because on one hand, I think there's a certain segment of the fan base that does critically overrate him.
yeah,
You know, when I see people say, well, first ballot Hall of Fame, I'm like, come on, y'all. First ballot Hall of Famer. Um, top tier elite quarterback. Like I think those people do overrate him as
right,
Falcons fans.
right,
Then I also think there's another segment of fans who just call him trash or garbage or I
right,
think they're critically underrating him. So in
Yeah.
short, I don't think he's as great as some Falcon fans make him out to be, and I don't think he's as bad as other Falcons fans make him out to be.
right.
And before y'all respond to that, let's go in the comments real quick. Keela says, as far as the Mount Rushmore, you can make the argument that there are four Falcons that were better at that position than he was, honestly. Who would you say on that, Keely? Which four would you say? And I will state my claim that I think you have to start the Falcons Mount Rushmore with Matt Ryan's name. I think you have to start our Mount Rushmore with that. Three Dirty says he wasn't an Elway. No, definitely wasn't.
Yeah,
Yeah, and there go Red right there. Say he sucks.
yeah.
Yeah, I say I didn't never think Matt I didn't never think he was trash. He
Yeah.
sucked.
Red be going overboard with that. Like for real.
But I
Not
just I just wanted to see more. I think Matt Ryan left too much, too many points on the board.
Right. I mean, even if you don't like Matt Ryan, you can't say he sucks. He doesn't suck. That's like ridiculous. Like he got the numbers. Only thing he doesn't have is a ring. He didn't went to a Super Bowl. He went to NFC Championship game. He was consistent most of his career before he started, getting to the end of his career. So to say he sucks is ridiculous to me. I feel like he was a really good quarterback and he did what he could. I mean, he never really had no good defenses, maybe like once or twice. But besides that, I mean, how can you say this man sucked? And he went out there and performed, did what he had to do. I mean, I don't know. I just find that crazy.
yeah, I'm with you on that one, Trevor. But you're not Red get though, so Red. That's never
Oh
been
yeah, I
one of
know.
Red's favorite players.
I
Right,
know.
Um, Three Dirty say he wasn't that killer in my opinion, but I
right,
think that goes back to what Ron was saying when he said he didn't have that dog in it.
right. And like every game, every time we would lose a game, he'd be like, "Oh, we getting next week, y'all. We will do better next week." I mean, we don't want. We got tired of hearing that. In my opinion, I got tired. Oh, next week, next week. What about that game? You should have did more. Sometimes you, as a quarterback, you gotta take it out of your OC hands and your head coaching hand and say, "Hey, let me do my job. That's why you paying me. Let me go out here, kick these motherfucking defenses ass, and let go home with the W." And we did not see that. In my opinion, I did not see that till Shanahan came and when Matt Ryan said, "Get fucking set" to whoever out there.
Okay, Ryan. Well, let me ask you this: how much more could he have done? What more did you want him to do?
A lot more. I mean,
No, give me
throw a
some
touchdown.
examples.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
think he
give me
went
some
mute
examples.
one.
Oh, I want to hear the man up. Do what you need to do on the field as a quarterback. Throw touchdowns. I mean, don't just give up on plays like he did. He gave up on a lot of plays out there.
How did he give up on plays?
He did not execute, did not do his job, did not throw the ball where he needed to throw it to.
Okay.
In my opinion, I mean,
All right. So let me continue reading these comments here real quick, and then we're gonna jump right back in the conversation. Raymond Collins in the building. What's going on, Raymond? How you doing? Shout out to you, bro. Keelan says factually he struggled the bulk of his career in the red zone. I believe all but 3 seasons he was bottom of the league in most red zone stats. That I will agree with.
yeah.
That was probably one of his more glaring weaknesses. Is
Mhm.
struggling in the
Red
red
zone.
zone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
red zone
yeah,
was bad.
yeah. It was. I think even if you're a Super Matt Ryan fan, but you can be objective, you can admit that he struggled more than any of us wanted him to in the red zone. Um, and maybe that came from the fact that he just didn't have that. Somebody mentioned airway. He didn't have that airway like arm strength, that Josh
Right.
Allen arm strength to really like zip them balls in them tight windows in the red zone. And then he was, he was never like fleet footed or the most athletic guy. So he was a little easier to defend in the red zone than we wanted him to be. What's y'all
Right.
thoughts? Yeah, so I can definitely agree on that. Let's see, Michael Matthews. What's up, Mike? Says Matt was the best in Atlanta history, but he should have told Kyle Shanahan F you and ran the ball during the Super Bowl. I wish he would have, bro.
But
Me
see, but
too.
see, this is the thing. This is the thing about Matt when it comes to that. And I hear people say that a lot, which is true. He should have done that. But like like Ron was saying, that's the where he's talking about that dog. He's not
Right.
the type that's gonna step out of whatever the coach tell him to do. He's a work hard, do it by the book. You know what I mean? Do it that way. He's not going to cause waves. So that's Matt Ryan. So that's why he didn't go against what the coach said. Whatever the coach says, that's what he's going to do. He's not going to go against. He's not going to cause waves. So that's what Ryan meant by, I guess, when he was saying dog, because
Right.
he's not going to step out of his comfort zone and be like, even though you told me to do this, no, this is better for this situation. Let me change this. Let me do this. That's not Matt Ryan. He's not going to do that. So I see what Ryan's saying on that. He's never been that
Yeah.
type.
No, he's never been that type. That's just his character, his personality. He just
Yeah.
ultimate professional. He ain't gonna cause no waves. And when you say don't cause no waves, all 14 years here, he never caused no waves in the
Right.
organization. He never
Right.
saying that crazy in the media.
Right.
He was never out
Yeah.
doing that crazy. He was just, hey, I'm gonna show up, do my job, and I'm
But
gonna go home and be the ultimate professional.
but sometimes you gotta go against the grain. You got to if you want, for an example, if Matt Ryan winning that Super Bowl, like Michael saying right here, you gotta go against the grain sometimes. Hey, OC, Kyle Shanahan, nah, man, we don't need to throw the ball here. We need to run it.
I agree with you, Ron. But I'll play devil's advocate just to play devil's advocate. Of course, it's easy for us to say that, because we playing Friday night quarterback. But if you look at it from
Right.
Matt Ryan's side, like this is the coach that gave you your best season of your career. This is the coach that helped propel you and your team to this position of being up in the Super Bowl. It may not be as easy as we think it is to just buck and go roll like F Kyle Shanahan. I'm gonna do what I want to do because Kyle play calling was a big reason we got to the Super Bowl.
True.
And it's just so unfortunate because we could say like what Matt could have did, but if we don't get those if we don't get those holding penalties, who knows what happens? You know, if Alex Mack don't got a broke leg and he don't let his man come up the middle, who knows what happened? If Devontae Freeman pick up the block, who knows what happens? But you know, playing quarterback in the NFL, you're gonna get all the credit, you're gonna get all the blame. So, you know, I can understand the second guessing on that. Red says Matt was solid in the regular season, but below average come playoff time. What's your thought, Travis?
I agree. I agree on that. You know what I mean? I mean, he had his moments, but like I said, with all the weapons Matt had, he should have done a lot more. So I will agree with that because he had the best weapons any quarterback can have in the history of quarterbacks being on the team, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, what happened like Tony Gonzalez, Roddy White, Julio Jones, Michael Turner, all those guys on the team at once. I mean, should have done a lot more. I agree with that. No argument here.
All right, so we're gonna actually, whenever Red gets set up, we'll bring him up and let him explain what he mean about that. Cause I don't know if I totally agree with that, so I'm gonna have to hear Red say. Cause one thing I did learn about Red, what he type and what he say are like two different people. So,
yep, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him explain him. Yeah, I had to learn. I had to learn that because before he used to just throw me for a curve. I'm like, who the hell is this? You know, what are you talking about? But then, you know, when you hear him talk, yeah, it's different, you know. And I'm probably like that with a lot of people too. You know, you text don't always translate into
typing comes off wrong sometimes. When you mean something a certain way, when you hear the inflection and the tone of somebody's voice, it's totally different.
Totally different. All right, look like he ready. I'm gonna bring him on. I'm gonna bring Keely on, aka El Jefe as well. How y'all doing, fellas?
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, Keely?
I felt like I probably would have had to explain myself.
Yeah, I'm glad you came on, and you know that way you can explain yourself. So I'm gonna let Red go ahead and explain what you were saying, and then Keely, you can have the floor after that.
Yeah, you're right. Cause Keely needs more time than me. Ain't gonna take me long to explain my comment. You talking about the Matt? Matt was solid in the regular season, right?
Yeah, the comments on the screen right now.
I would think it's self-explanatory. I mean, look, I'm not saying when I said Matt sucked, Travis, you got a little in your feelings. I don't mean he sucked.
No. I didn't get in my feelings. Let's not do that. I didn't get in my feelings at all. So continue.
Travis was about to go crazy.
Listen. I don't care for. Listen, I don't even care for Matt Ryan like that. So for you to say I got my feelings over Matt Ryan is false. Totally false.
I'm just messing with you, man. I ain't talked to you in a minute, so you know I got it. I'm just letting you know. But continue. Matt was solid for us. He was solid. He was solid in the regular season, but I put so much on him on playoff success, especially from the quarterback position. And Matt Ryan had 10 playoff games, 4 and 6, and most of those 4 came during one season. Yeah. It took.
That was his 8th year.
Yeah, it took 3 or 4 years for him to get the first playoff.
His 4th year when he got the first one.
Right, and then 8 years for him to get the second victory. So, look, I know he was the most successful quarterback in our history, but as an NFL quarterback, you make your bread in the postseason. That's where most of the greats are judged, in the postseason. And Matt, you know, sufficient to say, you know, as solid as he was in the regular season, as many historical moments as he had during our regular season, you know, first time, most successful quarterback, back-to-back winning seasons, you know, all of it. Still, but when the playoff time comes, we were left hanging too many times in this guy's tenure.
I think the playoffs is what makes you legendary, though. Yeah, like you were saying, that's what makes you.
I agree.
That's the distinction between quarterbacks. That's what makes you legendary.
Right. Solid in the regular season, but when you get to the playoffs, that's when you make a name for yourself. That's when you separate yourself from the have and the have-nots. Regular season, we had it on. Playoff season come, we didn't have not a damn thing. So that's basically
that's what it.
Go ahead.
That's what a clutch. I was just going to say, that's what a clutch gene comes in. Matt didn't have it. You know what I mean? He just one of those guys that didn't have it.
Super Bowl loss when we needed him to be clutch. He wasn't clutch in the previous, but dude, 22-yard line. we just need you to close this deal, Matt. Well, I know you guys were saying we went the whole season. He's nice company man. He don't push the envelope. He don't talk back to Kyle or whatnot. But Matt, this is your moment, man. Super Bowl 51. You got to lose yourself. Like Eminem, you may not get back here again. And we didn't get back.
I'm gonna tell you what made that bad though. It was the dichotomy of the fact that somebody on the other end was making history. Like,
right.
Yeah, so it was the fact that all right, Matt was coming up short with on the opposite end of the field. Brady was doing something that was crazy. Right. Like that was historic, that was legendary. I think that's what kind of made it worse was the fact that it's not like Brady was having a so-so second half. No, Brady was going crazy in the second half. Right. And when you look at our sideline, our quarterback was just like he just disappeared in the second half. And I think that's kind of what made that worse. It's the fact that Brady was on the other side doing that kind of made it worse. But I think,
and let me say one more thing, Keelan. And had we completed that deal, do you know how many non-local Falcon fans we would have been like the Braves in the 90s, how we got all those fans non-locally. Had we just took care of against the Brady and the Patriots, we were about to blow them out the water. Even if we didn't blow them out the water, had we just completed that deal, ended their dynasty, stopped them in their tracks, Matt, it would have been nobody that could have talked trash about Matt, because I would have had his back all the way through. You get me that ring, man.
Yeah, I think I'm biased in this part of the discussion because of the way that Matt started. Because he started off his career losing. So 2008, you got an all-pro running back. Turner gives you a 13 all-pro performance. I believe he was second person. Like, so he was second in MVP voting that year. I don't know if people remember that.
Yeah, he was.
Turner was second in MVP voting.
Come on, 2008.
Yeah, he scored. He led the team in scoring. So he scored 17 touchdowns on the ground. Matt only threw 16 touchdowns. So like the whole offense was literally how was Michael Turner, and that's another axe I got to grind because people always say, "Well, we didn't win until Matt got." It's the same logic that people give. No, man. 2008 we lose. 2009 Turner gets hurt, so we don't go to the playoffs because Turner gets hurt. 2010 we're the number one seed. We have 5 All-Pro selections. We're the number one seed, and I think this is where I kind of jumped off the mat. And I've already told this story many times. In our home, hosting a wild card, we're the number one seed, and Matt gave literally the worst playoff performance I've ever seen out of a Falcon. Ever.
Is that a 2-point game? Is that a 2-point game? Is that a 2-point game?
No, that's when we got blown when Aaron Rodgers put up like 40 on us.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
In our house.
Hey, Tidy, you got a point. That 2-point game was pretty bad too.
Yeah, that was terrible. I think the 2-point worse was I think that was worse, Keelan.
No, I remember wanting to cry. I remember it was snow on the ground that day. It was ice. Like, I remember everything about that playoff game. I'm just sitting there watching Aaron Rodgers. Like, John Abraham was just like this close, like so many times where he just barely like right there, and just Rodgers just take off, make this throw. And then I remember Matt started throwing interceptions before the half, right before, like he just melted down. So for me, when we talk about playoffs, the whole playoff thing, it just he started so far in the hole. Even the one win we got, he was turning the ball over in the second half, and then we needed the money Matt to come make the kick.
Seahawks game, right?
Yeah, to go save. That was the first win.
The year 4. And not only that, we needed Julio to play defense at the end.
Yeah, so I think so for me, because he started so far in the hole with so many losses and so many embarrassing losses, like you said, the 2-point, where the defense, the only people that scored in that game against the Giants, the blowout against the Packers when we were the number one seed, hosting a playoff game. I don't put much on 2008. He was a rookie.
He Yeah, I give him a little pass on that one. I ain't tripping on that first one now, but yeah, 2010, 2011.
And then even with 2012, we get to the San Francisco game. Muddy Matt gives us the field goal. We get to the San Francisco game. When I think about that fumble snap, when we're in the red zone getting ready to score, when he saw Alton, your boy getting ready to come on a blitz, and Fox literally replayed. They did a close up of Matt Ryan's eyes when he saw Alton coming on that blitz, and Matt eyes did that. I got so mad. He dropped the ball. That was the game clinching touchdown right there. We were going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I call it a ghost fumble. I know. I unfortunately remember vividly what you're talking about.
Let's see it.
So to wrap this up, because of the fact that he started so far in the hole for me personally, with so many frustrating moments in the playoffs, that one season of 2016 getting those 4 wins couldn't outdo all that, especially the way that we lost it with Brady going crazy, and then our quarterback, you kind of poking him like, hey, do something. You see what Brady do something like that.
Right.
Oh, don't take me back there, man. Don't take me back there.
We had
that Giants game was bad.
We had
Giants
the
game was
fewest
horrible,
first
man.
downs in Super Bowl history. The fewest first downs in Super Bowl history.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Hey, you made valid points. You made some valid points.
Yeah.
Let me see. I got Larry and him. I'll bring Slim here. Any one of y'all want to refute what Keely just said? He got some valid points.
Can I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I go?
Oh God, Slim. Oh Lord.
That man was
In
that
the
man.
history of Atlanta,
Oh boy.
What's going on?
I'm trying to gather my thoughts, man, because
Lisa, our defense played 93 snaps. That's the
I'm
equivalent of a
really
game and a
trying
half.
to understand.
Country. What up, big country?
All right, man, you
world,
were
folks.
talking when I got in here, and you talked about 5 minutes when I got in here. Let me get it out, all right?
I'm sorry, I was responding to the comment.
Oh, okay. As Atlanta Falcons fans, man, we gotta really realize our place in the history of the NFL. You know where it's at?
It's at the bottom somewhere.
Not somewhere at the bottom,
At the bottom of the map.
bruh.
What's
Shit, we the
lower than
worst fan base at the very
We-
bottom. That's where we at.
They ain't talking about the fan base.
I think our
I'm
fan
just
base.
saying,
Okay.
like,
Yeah,
I think we got one of the best to deal with the tomfoolery and the shenanigans we done had to deal with. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Piss poor owners with
I don't
ranking.
think so.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, I do. I feel like if anybody who's still a Falcon fan, after the things we done endured, 28 to 3, you know what I'm saying?
And week 1 is going to be packed every
But-
single season, regardless.
Exactly. In my opinion, I think we got one of the strongest backbone fan base. That are the real fans. I ain't talking about the casuals who go there just for the club. You know what I'm saying? But I look at it like this: Matt Ryan is not above criticism, but Matt Ryan is the GOAT of this franchise.
Tell him why. Keep going, Larry. Because you go get some rebuttals. Go ahead.
I mean that's fine, man. I mean when you sit back and look at it, we can. And I used to, you know what I'm saying, look and nitpick what Matt Ryan did throughout his seasons here. But again, started off on the wrong foot. When I look back in our illustrious, playoff, yeah, guys, I don't know if we got the least amount now playoff appearances, but it was kind of like that prior to Matt Ryan coming here. I think we had the least amount of playoff appearances in the history of the NFL. In the history of the NFL, bro. Like Chris Miller. I I could run off a whole bunch of horrible quarterbacks, but I don't feel like doing it. All I know is that regardless on, you know, it was he ever a top quarterback in the league? Only once. That was an MVP season. That was with the help of Kyle Shanahan play calling. We all understand that. Okay. I wasn't saying, I'm just saying in Falcon history, outside of Deion Sanders, every yard that Julio, if you say Julio Jones, I say BS because every important yard that he got from Matt Ryan. He ain't got a yard in his career that Matt Ryan didn't throw it to. Not damn yard. Not damn yard. But people are quick to say that Julio Jones is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Julio Jones fell off a cliff as soon as now Matt Ryan fell off a cliff, but not as bad as Julio Jones. Julio Jones fell off an absolute cliff when he left Matt Ryan. And name me any wide receiver that got better when they left Matt Ryan. You can't. It don't
Y'all
exist.
left at 35 years old. Like,
there's no wide receiver
who's better at 35 than they are 20.
It don't look. Julio Jones need to retire right now.
I agree.
You want to make it.
I think he is.
There's not Muhammad. You name all the wide receiver. Harry Douglas he wasn't old when he left. There was no wide receiver that ever let Matt Ryan, and he was better because Matt Ryan was trash. I can't. You know what, man? Matt Ryan wasn't perfect. He was never. He was always straddling that 10 to 13 range in NFL. In my opinion, he was a top 5 quarterback once. Top 3 once. He was the best quarterback in his MVP season. That can't be refuted. Matt Ryan in 15 years got more yards than people that was ahead of him that played 20 years. So I don't know, man. I mean,
all right. Let me read Unc's statement. Then I'm gonna let.
I would love the Super Bowl, but my coach. I mean, in the third quarter, after we scored, it was 28-3. We literally could have ran the ball 3 times, punted it off. As long as we didn't turn over the ball, statistically, there was no way they could have won that game. It didn't matter if we scored again. It was a quarter and a half left in the game. Period.
All right, so let me read Unc's statement, then I'm gonna let Low and then Slim go. Unc Steve Lounge in the building. What's up, Unc? And y'all make sure to check Unc out on YouTube. Also, if you're not already subscribed, make sure to show him some love. He says ice is a little overrated. It's because our franchise is so snake bit. Will make our players legendary for minimal accomplishments. Love ice, but his career is artificially inflated by our fans. I know Keelio would happy to hear that. But go ahead.
We're grading on a curve. We're grading him on a curve because we suck. It's like he's the first in the family to graduate middle school, and we're celebrating. You got people graduating from MIT.
Quarterback that get in the Hall of Fame. It's not great.
All right, that's a whole nother discussion. We're not going to even do that because I can logically explain.
He's going to be the Hall of Famer, bro.
All right, let's let Low and then Slim go, and then we'll keep.
I'm going to be quiet. Let me mute.
He'll definitely be a Hall of Famer. Definitely.
I probably won't, but okay.
That's a celebrate.
Go ahead, Low. What's up, bro?
I don't think he overrated. Shut up.
Hey, we're doing great, bro. How you?
Hey, man, we trying to make it, Bo. We fared apart to Cloudy. Glad that we got through it this work week, man. You already know what time it is.
Hey,
I wanted to come on because I've been trying to get on with you for a while there, Tidy. But, we've been doing a lot of traveling, going to these college visits and everything. But
I've been seeing
thankfully, yeah, man, you already know it. Thankfully, we were home this weekend, but I figured that this whole thing would kind of get discussion crunk up. I kind of like what my brother said over there. It's like it's one of those situations where, it's like you're first person in the family graduating middle school. But one thing that we have to remember, generational curses are, they have to be broken, right? So I mean, if we had that generational curse of nobody graduating middle school, we celebrate it when someone actually does. And then, moving forward, hopefully, you can if we could create a new mindset, and it'd be one of those cases where, we hopefully we could get a chance where we could get to the 10th grade and the 11th, and doggone it, maybe somebody will take some senior pictures one day. But it's, we got to remember, man. It's look, for example, we're in the Waffle House right now. Does anybody like their hash browns at the Waffle House with nothing on them? Anybody in here?
No.
Anybody in here? Nobody.
You
Exactly.
you gotta put
That's
ketchup on it.
you got to put something on it. Me myself, I like them double, double plate, double covered the chunk once. That's me. Don't cook them too hard. But at the end of the day, it's one of those cases where Matt Ryan he was working with hash browns with nothing on them on his team for a while. He didn't have no kind of defense. We had to acknowledge that. There were many times where his offensive line was on the struggle bus, and if you look at his offensive coordinators, come on, Bo. Besides Kyle Shanahan, Mike Malarkey, he been coaching since the Israelites came out of Egypt. And that's why Michael Turner, was a MVP runner up, because I mean they were giving him the ball. They gave him the ball. I mean, I'm not saying that it actually happened, but 2 times less than they gave Jamal Anderson the ball whenever he was dirty birding it in the Georgia Dome. But then you look at your boy Dirk Cutter. I mean, he couldn't coach himself out of paper bag ball. So I mean, we at the end of the day we don't know. It's like I always say, if we're a fifth, we'd all be drunk.
Well said. Well said. It's on you, Slam, and then John.
First off, what's up, everybody? Can y'all hear me good?
Yeah, you fine,
Yes,
brother.
sir. How you doing, brother?
What's going on?
What's up, Big Low? What's up, everybody? Here's the thing I think with the Matt Ryan, is he overrated or not? First off, you gotta look at it from 2 different standpoints. First, you're looking at it from Matt Ryan's and his impact with the Falcons. He can't be overrated because he was considered the best player the Falcons ever had. So if he's at the top, how can he be overrated if you comparing him to other players on the team? He was the #1 player for the Falcons. So now you're comparing him to every other quarterback in the position of all time. And Matt Ryan's, if you're looking at his stat numbers, his contribute to the team, it still rates high compared to other quarterbacks, around the NFL. He's still in the top, regardless of who was his players, who was this, who was that, who he had. He had Julio Jones, he had Roddy White, he had Tony Gonzalez. He still put up good numbers for the Falcons. If it wasn't for Matt Ryan's, the Falcons would have never had back-to-back winning seasons. So
there he said it. He said,
So we have to keep everything in the perspective of the impact Matt Ryan's brought to the team, not just you could pick onesies and twosies out of Matt Ryan. You could do that for anybody, any player in the NFL. You could pick onesies and twosies plays he did where you say, golly, why would he do something that boneheaded? Anybody, I mean, any player has messed up games. The Super Bowl, that wasn't a Matt Ryan's loss. That was a team loss. The team, first off, the team didn't prepare. They didn't prepare for the whole halftime show. They didn't prepare. They was all exhausted. They was all tired. You saw the defense glossed over. They couldn't stop nobody. Tom Brady knew that. Tom Brady, they even had sound bites of Tom Brady acknowledging that, oh, they done. Let's go out here and get this win. So the thing is how people grade Matt Ryan on their overall opinion of Matt Ryan. So, for instance, you got some people say, oh, he wasn't all that. That's because they didn't like Matt Ryan. But then you got some people who overhype him is because they doubt Matt Ryan's probably one of their favorite players. But you have to look at it from a perspective of the impact he brought to the team. And if you got to acknowledge
that he brought one of the major impacts to the Falcons. The Falcons wouldn't be the Falcons if it wasn't for people like Matt Ryan's, Michael Vick, Deion Sanders, those type of players. They brought a significant impact to the team. So whether he's overrated or not, you have to call a spade a spade. He was the number one player for the Falcons.
I'm sorry. Can I just rebut a couple things? Because it's just a logic question for me. The thing I struggle with is like how the failures are team losses, but the achievements are on Matt Ryan, right? I don't get that. Like when we give him the crown of we never had back-to-back winning seasons, and it's all because of him, right? So I look at it like when we talk about the Titans, right? When we talk about their success, how it's all it ain't got nothing to do with Tannehill. It's all Derrick Henry. That's how we lay it on it, right? It's the reason they were successful because of Derrick Henry. But we had a guy that finished second in MVP voting, who was all pro, who scored more than said quarterback. But he gets the achievement when we had the all pro running back who came in second MVP. I just don't understand that logic, how the failures are team losses, but the achievements are individual. I don't get that.
So can I
are
answer
you telling
that?
me for that 2008 year, you're saying we could have had Desmond Ritter in there and we would have been
what I am talking about, who was the cat? All right, it was a Mike Mularkey offense. Mike Mularkey, the same guy who left Atlanta, went to Tennessee, drafted Derrick Henry, and did the same thing over again. All right.
Yeah.
So I don't understand. I'm not saying Desmond Ritter would have gotten the same success. That's not the argument. My argument is, why is Desmond Ritter, Christian Ponder, or whoever is handing the ball off to the running back getting the credit for the success when all we did was hand the ball off and run the whole time? I'm trying to understand how that logic computes. Why is it not a team success, but the failures are team losses?
I don't understand before Matt Ryan got here.
So to answer that question,
we didn't win back-to-back winning season until Mike Smith got here, until Michael Turner got here. That's my point. Michael Turner put up the All-Pro season, but we don't talk about that. We
if I can answer that question,
Ryan as an end of, and the other thing, I'm yes, I as far as the stats, great, but let's also keep in mind that he also has the most pass, he's with top 5 in pass attempts in all-time history at the same time. So it's not a stretch to assume that someone who's thrown more passes than 99.9% of everyone who's ever participated in football also has a lot more stats than 99.9% of everyone in football.
Yeah, but one thing you got to acknowledge though.
You said what?
But one thing we have to acknowledge though. One thing we have to acknowledge though is the fact that he had the opportunity to make that many passes. You ain't gonna sub and have the 5th most attempts in NFL history.
You know why
I once got a diploma in school for perfect attendance. I showed up every single day and I got that perfect attendance certificate. Did I get that 4.0 GPA? No, but I got that perfect attendance.
Exactly. I mean, players on the bench, they there every game.
You got a participation award.
The best ability is availability.
But to answer your question about the running back, here's the thing: no matter how good Michael Turner is, the quarterback is the most important position on the field. So the thing is, when I say about the team loss, as a collective, they all was extremely exhausted. And that goes for the defense, that goes for the offense. Matt Ryan didn't have a good game at the end of that half. No one was saying, because he had a bad game, that diminished his accomplishments. But now when you're talking about when you giving Matt Ryan his praise or when you giving him his respect, due to the fact that the quarterback is the most important position on the field, why is Michael Turner having this success? It's because the defense respect Matt Ryan enough to not overload the box. You see how they did Desmond Ritter. The defense didn't respect.
See,
I
the
don't
thing
know about
about
that
your
one,
quote,
Turner was a
the thing
beast
about
that
your
year.
quote is that quarterbacks get all the
Yeah.
praise and they get all the criticism. The thing you're skipping out on is the criticism. You're giving the criticism to the team. You could easily attribute the success to Mike Smith coming in, to Ovi Mahaley being an all pro fullback, to
Fullback,
Michael
yeah.
Turner having a MVP all pro first team all pro season. You
Yeah.
could give the praise to that offensive line that blocked well. Like the dude,
Yeah, but you can give the praise.
in
You
that
can give
same
the
breath
praise
is
to the water boy who came in last week, who gave them some good Gatorade. You can give the praise to anybody, but once again,
so if you can
the
give the
fact still
losses that
remains:
type of credit, then why
a
not
head coach can call the perfect game and still lose. Your quarterback will have to win you that game. No matter how much you try to diminish Matt Ryan's contribution, a quarterback can call. I mean, a head coach can say, "Okay,
But
this is
let me cut you
what
off
the
because that's where
defense
you're
is
wrong. I'm not
doing. This is
diminishing.
the
I'm
best play to
pointing
run
out.
against that, and you
I'm
still go
pointing
out there and throw
out
an interception."
I'm not trying to diminish. I'm trying to talk about the logic. I don't understand how it's a team loss, but it's an individual achievement. That's the point. All the excuses that you're making for why Matt should be celebrated for the individual achievement of a whole team is the same logic you should be using for the loss as well. If quarterbacks get all the blame and all the credit.
Yes, but that
You can
statement
stop at
is
yes. You can stop at yes.
no,
It's
but
just
I hear
yes.
what you said, but that statement is not necessarily well due to they lost the Super Bowl. It's all Matt Ryan's fault. Like that statement is interchangeable depending on how you want to word your
And
argument.
2008 wasn't all Matt
Keely,
Ryan, especially when you had an all pro running back.
Keely,
It definitely wasn't.
what
I
was the
completely
time
agree with
left
you on
when
that.
the
Just
Falcons
like
were up
Tannehill
28
doesn't
to
get the
3?
credit for the success for the Titans behind Derrick Henry. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach Lowe, I got a question for you.
Yes.
In your experience as a coach, if you're up 28 to 3 and it's 2 minutes left in the third quarter, if you ran the ball and lost a yard on every down and punted the ball and not turn the ball over, do you lose that game?
No, you
Do you
don't lose
lose
the
a game
game.
if you don't give up 14 points in a 2-minute span?
Do you lose the game if your defense doesn't have to play 93 snaps, which is the
You
equivalent of a game and a half?
literally, I was sitting there. I was like, as soon as they got there, I was like, guess what? All that they can run it and stop them 3 times. You would literally eat up 3 minutes, 4 minutes from the clock just off that. Slow walk it, sit on the edge, kick one field goal, and win the game. But again, we came out in pass plays, fumble. We came out in pass situations because the coaches in his hubris, who had one foot out the door, Cal Shanahan,
It's bad coaching. Very bad coaching.
and dumb Dan Quinn, who literally watched Pete Carroll throw the game away by throwing the ball on the 1-yard line.
Shanahan let his ego get ahead of him.
I'm gonna be
He put it in the hands of his MVP quarterback.
That's what, man. We're not even talking. The funny thing is, if my offensive coordinator didn't have one foot out the door and trying to prove, we keep seeing this is a pattern with him too. He keep doing it. He didn't even learn from his mistakes. So you're sitting here blaming Matt Ryan, who scored 28 points. No, defense scored 1.
21.
So let me get that. Yeah, it's scored 21 points.
21.
You got 2 minutes left in the third quarter.
21.
You literally run the ball 3 times, punt it. As long as you don't turn the ball over and let them quick score. Make them go the entire field. We didn't do that. We panicked like some dumbasses. That's what we
There was no way we were supposed to lose that game. No way.
We literally took victory out. We literally took a loss out of the jaws of victory, bro. That was the most asinine game I ever seen in my life in football, bro.
Most heartbreaking for me.
You couldn't script that. you couldn't script how dumb that coaching staff was.
And I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's like
now, I'm getting so heated right now, man. If I saw, I'm telling you, man, look at man. That was the most idiotic coaching plan in the history of. I promise you, if Bill Belichick had that lead, they would have won that Super Bowl by 10 points.
Oh yeah,
at the end of the
easy.
day, at the end of the day, coaches have philosophies.
Oh my God.
I bet you Tom Brady was our quarterback.
We still giving Matt all the credit.
Oh, my bad.
Not enough of the blame for the loss.
No, here's the kicker.
There's been games where Matt lost.
Matt threw the best pass. We're not even talking about this if our coaches were smart enough to say, run the ball. You know what they didn't want to do? They didn't want to pay
the quarterback.
Didn't
the quarterback realize
Freeman. They didn't want to pay Freeman all that money. He would have been an MVP of the game, either him or Grady.
Talking about everything but the quarterback.
No, but I think the quarterback get blamed, but I don't think you can just solely blame the quarterback for the loss.
I don't think Matt Ryan
You can't put all the blame on him. You can't put all the blame on him, but it's both taking. They trying to put no blame on them, and that's my problem.
Yeah, it's
nobody said that.
All the blame.
Nobody said that. But see, I think
it's a little bit of the.
They say this crap all the time. They say don't blame that. Blame the team.
The reality was the Super Bowl loss. That was a team loss.
I can pick
it's a lot of the coaching.
It's a quarterback loss. If the quarterback can win the game, then the quarterback can lose the game.
Right. It was a little bit of the coaching. It was the quarterback. It was the defense. It was a total team effort because the defense collapsed. The coaching was terrible. Matt Ryan didn't step up when he needed to.
You know what I blame?
It was a combination of all of it.
Stop saying the quarterback, the head coach, and the OC. Them three.
No, hold on, Red. You got to blame the defense too now. Everybody.
Yeah, you got to blame the defense.
You got to blame the defense.
Total collapse.
The reality is
the defense.
What you're doing is you being disingenuous. You being disingenuous on that one.
But also,
my biggest gripe.
Matt could have brought it home. You're right.
Can I say something real quick, guys? Can I say something?
Hold on. The biggest gripe I have with Matt Ryan. The biggest gripe I have with Matt Ryan's in the Super Bowl was Matt Ryan should have told Kyle Shanahan, I'm not doing that play. They could have took a knee.
Yes.
And they could have took a knee 3 times and picked a field goal and won that game. But everybody knows Matt Ryan is the ultimate team player. He's not going to go against coaches. Regardless.
That's what I was telling them earlier. That's not gonna he's not gonna cause waves. He's not gonna go against what the coach said. He's gonna do whatever the coach say, even if it means us losing. That's what he's gonna do. That's Matt Ryan's personality. That's what he does.
Matt Ryan's been like that his whole career. His whole career.
Y'all realize
they could have told Matt Ryan.
Realize how much money? Y'all realize how much money Matt Ryan made from that 2016 season? Basically, from just listening to what Kyle Shanahan said. So you mean to tell me we got 15 minutes left in this season, and everything that you told me to do, it worked? And I don't care what nobody say. I know people say Matt Ryan, Mr. Falcon, and everything. But one thing Matt Ryan finna do is get his money. Serious living good. One thing Matt Ryan gonna do is get his money.
Big country. So, we don't need 15 minutes. I just need them last 2 minutes. Big country.
Look,
just
those last 2 minutes. Look, Matt Ryan, he gonna do what they tell him to do, and he's gonna continue to get his money. Because if Matt Ryan win against the game,
if we lose that game, then Matt Ryan gonna get his ass criticized. Then if that's the way you gonna play it.
Can we let John? Yeah, can we let John Harris say something because he's been waiting?
Come on, John. We know John. Big John on our side.
We got sides now.
Yeah. He ain't no Matt Ryan apology. Give it to him, John. Let's hear it.
Gentlemen, good evening. First of all, I know
what's going on, John.
Kind of MIA there for a minute, but I've had a couple of issues going on. But I'm getting back.
Hold on, John. I'm gonna let you go, but we just got a super chat from Steve. Let me read this, and then you got the floor. This comes super chat from Steve. Appreciate it. He said, hold on, I got a big country on the floor. Country, let me get one of your specialties if you don't mind.
You already know what time it is, man. Shouts out to Uncle Steve, great backup singer for Southern Silk. Definitely appreciate your background vocals. He says saying Matt is a little underrated doesn't mean that we don't appreciate him, but some arguments here make it seem like Matt was unique. He wasn't. Appreciate him though. It's all John Harrison's fault. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chant. Shouts out to you.
Appreciate it.
Preaching the whole sermon tonight.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, John. My bad.
Somehow I knew I was going to get involved in this mess. And you know what? Steve has come a long way, because when Steve and I first met, he was Matt Ryan died in the wood. See, we got two conversations here. We got whether Matt Ryan is underrated, and then the Super Bowl situation. I've spoken more on the Super Bowl situation than anyone ever has about Matt Ryan, and Tidy knows.
We know
that everybody knows
how
I feel about that situation. And just in case you don't remember, I'm gonna say it one more again. You are the franchise quarterback, sir. You are the wait a minute.
Somebody got some static. I don't know who that is.
Hold on,
somebody moving?
No, that's
I'm not.
That. Is that me?
Yeah, it's probably you because it's going when you talk.
Hello?
Are we good now?
Now you good. You good.
Yeah, we good. Go ahead. We good.
Tell Matt Ryan to quit messing with the doggone sound here. See, every time I get ready to talk about it behind, he start messing stuff. See, there you go.
Oh, somehow like they got a transmitter or something.
Somebody doing some Morse code or something. I don't know. I was muted for the whole time.
I'm muted and it was still going.
I just muted myself. It ain't me.
Yeah, I was muted too. It was going while I was muted also.
John, you got some ghosts in your microphone, bro.
Is that me?
It might be you, John.
Sound like a
John
CD.
Freaky, John Freaky don't want you to talk.
How in the world, man? I'm on the iPhone too. That don't make no darn sense.
That's the problem right there.
Sabotaging him.
Yeah, that's you, John, for sure.
I'll go out and come back.
That is. All right, and when while he going, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and go to my first interactive segment real quick while John come in. We're gonna do a quick game called Heads or Tails, where we go around the board, and this is rapid fire. You're gonna get two options, and whatever option you think is the winner, you say it. And it's real rapid fire, no explanation. Don't think about it. Just first thing coming to your head. We're gonna start right at the top with Travis. Heads or tails, Travis, pick one. Marshall Faulk or LaDainian Tomlinson?
LaDainian Tomlinson.
All right. Well, that might not have been John. Is that you, Red?
No, it ain't John.
Let me mute myself. Make sure it ain't
Sound check. Yeah, that's not me.
I put it on mic. Is it me? I put it on mute.
I think that's you, Slam. Yeah, that's you, Slam. I just muted you. Yeah, that was you when I muted your mic.
Yeah. Yeah, my mic was muted, but I didn't mean to say LaDainian Tomlinson. I meant to say Marshall Faulk. Yeah.
Marshall Faulk.
Yeah.
All right. So Red, Los Angeles or Phoenix?
Baby, L.A.
Oh yeah, I should have. You got that was just luck of the draw for you. Slam, if you back, Xbox or PlayStation?
Come on, man, that's easy. PlayStation.
Larry, 1992 Haley Berry or 1992 Janet Jackson?
My wife.
Oh.
Hello.
Smart answer.
That's a smart answer, Larry, but you got to pick one on.
What do you say, my wife?
Yeah.
Very smart answer.
All right. Okay. All right, Keely. Jungle Fever or Do the Right Thing?
Do the right thing.
Easy.
Good job. Good choice.
Goat
Low.
movie.
Kevin Garnett or Dirk Nowitzki?
Oh yeah, Kev all day. KG
KG.
ticket.
James, you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm gonna have my camera off today, but yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you good. Flats or drums?
Easy drums.
Drums.
Thank you.
All right, John, welcome back. This is gonna be interesting for you, John. I'm interested to hear what you're gonna say here. Ricky Henderson or Tony Gwynn?
Ricky Henderson.
Good one. Couldn't go wrong either way. All right, we back up top. Travis, hopefully you old enough for this one, but we're about to see. Johnny Carson or David Letterman?
Johnny Carson.
Red, Android or iPhone?
Android.
Thank you. Red, you finally said something right.
All right, Slim, red velvet cake or sweet potato pie?
Sweet potato pie. I'm from the South.
Dig
I
it.
want to talk about both.
All right,
Sweet
Larry,
Isn't red velvet a southern cake?
I think so, John.
Give me
It
give
is,
me
if you
red
talk
velvet
about Texas.
any day.
It
I wasn't sure. I thought it was. But
All right, Larry,
Potatoes, bro.
we got one you can answer right here. Whitewater rafting or skiing? Look at the draw, man.
I don't believe he want to participate in nan one of them.
Neither.
What you got, Larry?
I never even pondered doing any of those things.
If you're using a VR headset.
Skiing. I have been whitewater rafting. It's actually real fun.
I did that before.
I enjoyed
I'd
it.
be skiing. I think I'd rather go whitewater rafting than skiing. I don't
All
like
right,
skiing.
Keely, you got Fruity Pebbles or Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Pebbles.
What?
All right, Low. This is going to be interesting. Victor Newman or J.R. Ewing?
Oh, come on, baby.
Dang, gone, boy. That's a tough one.
Come
right
on,
there.
baby.
Those are tough.
Nah, it ain't tough. It ain't tough.
I'm going with JR.
Yeah,
JR.
that's what I'm about.
I'm going with JR.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm going with JR. I mean, look, I grew up watching Victor now. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
You
we
know,
all did
all
with
my-
grandma.
Yeah, my grandma and all my aunties had a crush on Victor, boy. That man had been reincarnated so many times. But yeah, I gotta go with JR. Everybody's still trying to find out who killed him.
Right. All right, James, you got this old Southern traditional question. Chevy or Ford?
Forward. Thank you.
Ford.
That's what I'm talking about.
Found on the road dead.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd
I
rather
know.
have one.
F-150 outside, baby.
Get that hate
All right.
on
White
start,
Battle
John.
Explorer.
Final question, John. George Foreman or Joe Frazier?
George Foreman.
George Foreman. There it is. All right, y'all. That's this week's episode of Heads and Tails. I appreciate y'all participation. So back to the football. John, I think we got our sign back right. So you were speaking, sir. Go ahead. My bad.
Okay. Was it me?
No.
Yeah, when he talking, when we
Yeah.
You talking about the
Yeah.
sound
Well,
problem?
No, it was
well, I'm on the Android now. All you Android fans, I'm on the Android now. I guess it's gonna work right, and it goes right with this old flicked T-Mobile signal too. All right, now, Matt
John, you got a
Ryan,
burner phone.
Larry. I was trying to keep that down here. I was.
Oh, my God.
I was. Cause that man to the left or the right of you, depending upon how you want to look. See, he ain't supposed to know about all that. El Jefe is not supposed to know nothing about all of that. But at any rate, I'm gonna say this. As far as the Falcons are concerned, and if you limit the scope of influence to the Falcons, Matt Ryan, I've been dragged kicking and screaming to the realization that he is the best quarterback we've had. Okay. Can't do anything about it. That's fine. Now, when you go on to the national stage and you start expanding, that's where you get your feelings hurt. That's where you get your feelings hurt. So I keep it right here for Matt Ryan. All right. Matt Ryan is the best that we've had. Okay. I've got to give him his everything, whatever. And, Ty, I really hate I missed that Mount Rushmore show that you had, because I remember the National Football League was Rushmoring teams, putting 4 people out of the, out of our history onto our team's Mount Rushmore. And Ryan did make it, and I would say rightfully so. However, it has been chronicled, blogged, talked about my foot being in Matt Ryan's behind ever since he got here. Okay? Because we had to beg the man to run. We had to beg the man to stop staring at one receiver. We had to beg the man, do something about your arm. And it only happened. It only happened when Kyle Shanahan got here. Okay? Now, what? Mike Mularkey taught him ABC 1, 2, 3 out of the quarterback book. Okay? He was running the old Pittsburgh Steelers offense. We're going to pound them with the run, and every now and then you're going to throw the ball. All right? Yeah. What you do, Matt Ryan, you wait until the man shows you his number, then throw at that man's number. Okay, that's good. ABC 1, 2, 3 quarterbacking for a rookie. And he followed directions well. After Mularkey left, it was time for Matt Ryan to start ascending, going beyond his programming. Okay, going beyond his programming. He didn't do it. Even with Dirk Cutter. Now, the team was good enough to where we were getting back-to-back winning seasons. 2010, man, there was this radio announcer, Jim Murray, who came from Boston. He was on 92.9. After that game was over with, he let me have 30 minutes on the radio in his show. I put my foot so far up Matt Ryan's behind that he could tell you how Fletcher's shoe polish tastes. Because I was in his behind because of the stupid mess that he was doing. He stared, that first interception he threw right before halftime, he stared at the man from the time the man got dressed in the locker room and threw it right over there to him. Thus the legend was born. Oh, stare down Sam, wherever he looking, that's where he throwing. It was not until Kyle Shanahan got here and they had their falling out that Matt Ryan the very next year, plus the fact that Matt Ryan went to quarterback camp because his 2015 season was so bad, they got on the same page and the Falcons took off. Throwing touchdowns to 13 different receivers, all of that. Okay. I mean, the offense was a well-oiled machine. And I mean, I couldn't believe it. Because, see, I lived through 24-2 where my football team shot 2 free throws in a football game. Okay. And that was the only scoring they had. Lived through 2010 where we just got mollywop stomped down in our own house after having the best record in the NFC, the number 1 seed. Just lost it. Just went away. But That 2016 season was magical. It was magical. We were supposed to win that game. Now, contrary to popular belief, that last pass he threw to Julio, that was one of the dumbest passes he could have ever thrown.
How, John? How?
That was one of the dumbest passes he could have thrown. It was
Julio.
Look,
I agree with you, John.
Watch that pass.
You guys ever seen?
Watch that pass.
It was in
the view from it.
About the Super Bowl?
No.
Yes, in the Super Bowl.
That was a good pass.
That was a great pass.
No, it wasn't.
So Matt Ryan threw it.
It was close from interception.
No, it wasn't.
John
It
is
was
right.
close from interception.
No. John
It don't matter if it was that close to being an interception. It wasn't an interception. Matt Ryan
No, sir. No.
Grip it and keep his foot in bounds.
He threw that pass to where only Julio could grab it because he knew Julio's athletic ability. That's why he threw it that way.
It would have been an incompletion.
No. Matt Ryan just flung that thing out there. It was just like that meme. It was just like that meme they had in here with Stevie Wonder head on Matt Ryan body. Julio out here someplace.
But
that was a perfect. That was a perfect pass, bro. That was a perfect pass.
Can't be a perfect pass. It was a good pass because it gave Julio an opportunity to catch the ball.
Only Julio had a chance to get it.
It would have flew out of bounds. Which
y'all got to look at that. Y'all got to look at
that. I didn't watch that game a million times. I'm telling you. He threw that thing to where only Julio can get it.
No, sir.
You can't say that.
Yes, sir.
Because
yes, sir.
No, sir.
Fully hit the defender. And it still couldn't touch the ball. Fully extended. Still couldn't touch the ball.
Now, all of you. Now, you know what? That was a two-purpose comment I made. I wanted to see just how y'all felt about that. That was a perfect pass. That was, and y'all, because now I disagree with it, but you guys said that. All right. Why waste it by doing something as stupid as you did for the next 3 downs?
Ask Kyle Shanahan that.
Yeah.
No. I'm asking Matt Ryan.
I agree with you there.
Now, Matt Ryan. Now, see, this is the thing. And I believe I told you guys this before. Brian Finneran was working for 790 The Zone. Brian Finneran asked Matt Ryan, why didn't you change the call? He said, I don't go against my coaches.
He never did.
Of course. I mean, we all knew that, though.
Now, my problem
against your boss.
And then we got into this long discussion, and I've had this discussion ever since it happened about, quarterbacks don't change no calls when the coach gives them the call. Quarterbacks don't do this. And I had to chronicle that Aaron Rodgers does it, that Roethlisberger does it, that all of your everybody does that when they get out on the field.
They all do it.
And they do it when they get out there and see on the field that the defense that they've called or that, defense they've called out there and the offense that you called is not going to match. We're going to have to do something else. And all Matt Ryan had to do, because something else happened too. Before I say that, something else happened too. They had 3 run plays called. After Julio caught that ball, they had 3 run plays called. Shanahan gets into the headset, calling a pass play. And Matt Ryan and LaFleur said, what? Shanahan, run the effing play. So, just like Roddy White said, I'd have jumped off sides.
But okay, John, with that said, with that said, I think you were making a better point of why a lot of that ain't on Matt Ryan. If you got coaches in the headsets arguing and fighting, and he only got like 12 seconds to get the play out once it go in his ear, he got to go ahead and this the personnel we got, this is the play we got called. So if that's really in fact what happened, to me, I think that's a better argument to defend Matt Ryan than to criticize him.
Facts. Because here's the thing.
I disagree.
you got a certain amount of time, the headset cuts off, and all you hear is a dinging noise, and then you got to hurry up and get that play out. You got to hurry up and get everybody set. This is why the quarterback is the most important position. You got to get everybody set. You got to get everybody got to play their role. Now, the thing is, yes, Matt Ryan could have just took the ball and took the knee. He could have.
Slim, what do you mean you got to get everybody set?
That's the job of the quarterback. He has to get everybody set.
Everybody at line of scrimmage. Yeah, make sure everybody at line of scrimmage and make sure everybody, the people who are off the ball.
And you hiking the ball still. You hiking the ball with 16 seconds left on the doggone play clock.
I think the problem. I think Matt is a.
Here's the thing. Matt Ryan could have took the ball, took a knee. If was a fifth, we'll all be singing Aretha Franklin's new Christmas album. The reality is,
no, not me. I don't know. I don't sing female parts. I don't sing female parts.
But the reality is, every option that everybody could think of, what should have happened, is because we're playing 7-year quarterback now. The reality is, anything could have happened.
No,
we didn't win. We didn't win. That's not necessarily saying it was all Matt Ryan's fault.
See, this is the thing.
All Matt Ryan's fault.
This is the thing for me.
Or we could have stopped one of them 2-point conversions that they got.
I mean, more than one thing can be true.
They could have stopped Tom Brady in overtime.
But and your quarterback, hold up, something else too that you guys are glossing over. Matt Ryan was 1 for 7 on 3rd down because we ran the first 2 downs and Matt Ryan went 1 for 7 on 3rd down. And it wasn't that the receivers were dropping him; he was missing. Okay,
but he still put up 21 points.
I don't care. Look, hold up.
We average.
And I always ask this question. How many points? How many points do you score? Hold on now. How many points do you need to score that guarantees you a victory?
Enough to win.
Enough. More than your opponent.
And no one knows what that number is.
Right. More than your opponent. That's what you got to score in order to win.
That's right. Your offense can't take the rest of the day off just because you scored 21 points.
So how do you explain the defense then? Matt Ryan didn't jump out there and start playing middle linebacker. Tom Brady was walking up the field on the defense. Do you blame Matt Ryan for that?
I can't blame Matt Ryan for that. I can blame Matt Ryan for not holding the ball on offense or for that offense being on the field only a minute. 50-something seconds. Whatever.
He didn't compliment him, Slim. He didn't compliment him.
And see, the thing was that hold on, Slim. Your defense, just like Keely said, ran 90-something freaking plays because your offense was going 3 and out.
But you can't put all
4 or 5 times.
But you can't put that solely on the quarterback though, solely. Because if memory serves me correctly, we had like 2 critical, was it holding calls?
You're right.
When we could have converted first downs.
You're right. That's not all on Matt, but you can't. But that isn't you. But that also is in there that you could say the defense had to come right back on the field. It wasn't all Matt's fault,
right?
They had to come right back on the field, 3 and out. All of it wasn't Matt's fault. But we putting a lot on the defense, and they played 93 snaps. You go block a 350-pound lineman for 90 snaps. Like, that's ridiculous. It's the most snaps ever played in Super Bowl.
That's crazy.
History.
Right. I agree with you, Keely. My whole thing is like, everybody got to get a piece of the pie.
Offense, defense, coaching, quarterback play, the whole team, bro. They all get it.
When we relive the Super Bowl, Matt Ryan can't be like 85% of the conversation.
No, but
I can't reduce his culpability in this. I can't reduce his culpability in this.
I'm not saying to reduce it. What I'm saying is he can't be 85% of the conversation on why we lost. That's what I'm saying.
Tidy, where'd you get that 85% from?
The talking
you just
points.
Pulled it out. You just pulled it out.
What's the ratio? What's the ratio then, John?
Let's go back 60 minutes. 60 minutes talking about this Super Bowl. We've been focused on the mistakes Matt Ryan made. What I'm saying is like, I think he was 17 for 23 if memory serves me correctly. 200 and 40, 50, 60 yards. So he didn't make that many mistakes. And
then another thing, ain't nobody saying too is the offensive line missing blocks, the running back missing blocks. It was a lot of things in that, man, that contributed to that loss.
Don't. But do you know why Matt gets a lot of it though? Because he had the power to change. Like he had the.
Oh no, I get that. I agree.
So that's the point. Like we act like Matt's a robot, and we've had this conversation over and over and over, and we've been around the room. Tidy, you said it yourself that you would have changed the play. We've all said that.
But y'all guys gotta understand. Matt Ryan's personality is like a robot. That's the thing. He is like a robot. That's the thing.
We're not gonna act like he's never called an audible before his life.
But we don't need no robot at quarterback.
Here's what I'm saying.
But that's what I'm saying. We're expecting him to change the plays and go against the grain when that ain't his personality. That ain't what he does.
But a champion would have. That's the point.
No, I get that. Yeah, I'm with you. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
No one.
And he gotta be with us when we blame him too.
So here's what I'm saying.
Before you go, let me just say this before you go. Okay. I don't totally agree with that because that leads me back to the Seattle Super Bowl when Russell Wilson didn't change the play. He still threw that.
He's still a champion.
Oh, it's on him too.
That's what I'm saying.
It's on him too. It's on him too.
Just like Big Low, but just like Big Low had
one thing I got to say here. When you are the quarterback, when that coach sends a play in, headset cuts off, you get up to the line of scrimmage, you look out there on the field, and you know that play is not going to work, you have one of two choices. You got three choices. Change the play, run the play, or call timeout.
But hold on, John.
It's real easy.
He didn't know the play wasn't going to work.
That's what I was going to say. He don't know
that Devontae Freeman was going to miss that block.
No. Don't start about that Devontae Freeman star because I got a solution with that. I'm talking about after. I'm talking about
Julio,
after.
I'm not gonna run the play because I know you're gonna drop the ball.
I'm talking about after the 22-yard line catch by Julio.
Okay, let me respond.
That's what we're talking about right now. That's what we're talking about right now.
You gotta put yourself in his mind at that point in time. His mind state.
Yes.
When you know the play not gonna work, he don't know that. You got to think he's coming from being an MVP. Let me finish.
Okay, I got to go right behind you now.
Right, he's coming from being an MVP in the 2016 season. He literally getting everything he wanted that year. You know what I'm saying? So at that point in time, when you start saying, "Well," if you start second guess yourself, "Well, this play ain't gonna work," now you playing 10.
Exactly. He was in the same situation 2 weeks before. Whenever they played Seattle, they were in the same situation. Seattle was this close to coming back and taking that game over, and they ran a play action and ended up getting a big play off of it. But Falcons almost lost that game in that NFC Championship.
Man,
I mean not Seattle, but
Green Bay.
Was it Green Bay?
No matter what.
The Packers.
No, wait a minute. They beat Green Bay 44 to. They beat Green Bay 44 to 20.
There was a time when they were coming back on us. Like I don't know if y'all remember that in the third quarter.
New Orleans.
Yeah, but they only got the 24 points.
Also, throughout that whole 2016 season, they was dumping the ball down the field. They was throwing it to everybody. So what makes you think they're going to change? Now, granted, I understand we can say now, yeah, y'all should have went back against y'all mode. I mean, what was y'all doing? Y'all should have pushed back on that. But like Big Low said earlier, if I've been doing this the whole time, going further than that, my whole career, what makes you think these last few seconds I'm gonna say, you know what, coach, I'm gonna go against you now? Me and my coach gonna both go down together. That's just the reality. That's called the game. He ain't gonna go against this person.
Now,
you can't argue against that.
Yes, you can, because
this is the thing. Matt Ryan, prior to Kyle Shanahan coming, was able to call audibles all day long. Okay, that man would call out every car Chevrolet made at the line of scrimmage as an audible. Okay, now when Kyle Shanahan came, Kyle Shanahan stopped him from audibling. And it's the same thing that's going on, as some of you guys have pointed out, that's going on out there in San Francisco. Brock Purdy can't audible.
No,
Brock Purdy can't audible. Now,
Kill
they had a knockdown.
Go back to the original.
Hold on. They had a knockdown drag out, Matt Ryan and Kyle Shanahan, where Matt Ryan was able to audible. And that was part of the success that they had in 2016. He was able to audible now. All right. He still, as a franchise quarterback, can come to the line of scrimmage, because you've seen every quarterback worthy of note. Tom Brady, everybody come to the line of scrimmage, look and see what the defense is in, call timeout, go back to the sideline. Hey, they were doing something that we weren't prepared for. This play is not going to work against what they're doing out there. Okay, so you can call timeout, and you're supposed to be able to change the play. You are the general on the field. You are the field general. That is your team. Slim, that is your team on the field. As the franchise quarterback, that is your team on the field. You are responsible.
But that's true.
You are responsible for what happened.
When a quarterback gets a play, he gets 2 plays. And
who told you that?
They don't give them just 1 play. They give them 2 plays, and then when you hear a quarterback say,
"Wait a minute, now, Slim, how you know they just give them 2 plays now?" Because see, there's some jokers that have a whole doggone, like Tom Brady got the whole playbook on his arm.
Yeah, but that's different from you calling it in the huddle and then you going to the line. When you go into the line, you have 2 different plays that you can run from that formation on that drive. But
wait a minute, Slim. Now, how do you know it's only 2 plays?
Because you can't from the time of the play clock. You can't call that many, you can't audible that many plays besides at least 1 or 2. Now, if you're doing an individual change of a person's route or something, all that stuff is already like in the thing. Like a lot of that stuff is not like a game of Madden where I got all the time in the world to change all this stuff up. It's not like that. When you hear a quarterback
wait a minute, Slim, doesn't Madden
from what we just changed to going back to the original play we had in that formation set.
Slim, doesn't Madden mimic what the NFL does as far as the play clock is concerned?
Madden makes the game more like a superhero playing the game, where it's more.
No. You must be playing on rookie. You must be playing on rookie.
Offensive coordinator, because they have an unrealistic.
You must be playing on rookie, Slim. Right, Slim. Change it to either all pro or all Madden. Don't play on rookie.
Oh no, that's what you look at my YouTube video, man. You better look at me on YouTube now.
But see, thing is, Slim.
Go ahead, Lo. Big Lo is a coach. Let Big Lo. Can you explain it?
But hold up. You can't. Okay, after Big Lo goes,
explain it.
But see, after Big Lo goes, one thing that you got to remember too, Slim. Every coach does it differently. Every team does it differently.
And that's true. What I was getting ready to say. So it's like every team kind of handles it differently. Some teams give 2 plays. Some teams give 3 plays. Some teams give like a band of plays. So they may say, "Hey, we're running band A6." So everybody knows, okay, we're running A6. So we got these 3 plays. Then whenever they get to the line of scrimmage, the quarterback will call whatever play it is. What you were referring to, John, whenever you talk about the arm sleeve, that's kind of it's a little bit, most cases, like the dumbed down version, because sometimes like they'll look over to the side and see the signals, like high school and college does, and sometimes like he'll call it out and kind of like and they have to look at it and kind of remind themselves and they have codes and everything like that going on.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the audibles, you got to remember that audibles is based off of the formation and the set that you're in. So I mean, it could have been a lot of different things. Matt Ryan may not have known what to call in that short amount of time to run the ball. So he might have said, "Hey, I'm just going to trust Kyle Shanahan in this situation because I don't know what to call. I'm panicking. My fight or flight is kicking in. Ain't no telling."
And they also give them a lot of plays based on who the quarterback is, what they can handle. They give them that also.
And Lowe just told you what happened. He just told you what happened. He told you what happened.
That's a scenario.
That's what it was.
That's a scenario, John.
He panicked. Matt Ryan panicked.
So he panicked.
Matt Ryan didn't know.
And the crazy part about it was that and now this is something I do blame the coaching staff for. Why is your center out there?
What?
Why is your center out there in the fourth quarter with a broken fibula? Why your center out there in the fourth quarter with a broken fibula? In the fourth quarter, crucial part of the game, and you could tell by the way that he was staggering back and the man overpowering him that he didn't want to put any pressure on that leg because he was dead legging all the way back to Matt Ryan. And Matt Ryan was staggering so hard down the field that the man just came straight up Peachtree Street and sacked the snot out of him.
The reason they're not coming out of those games also because you're gonna have to kill them to take them out of that game. That's the Super Bowl, dog. Unless you can carry them out on a stretcher, they ain't coming out that game. That's how
he got to come out.
Anybody play football know how that go.
I understand that, but see,
John think it's like a game of
over here with a 2x4. Look here, son. You got to go sit down because you can't walk.
Listen, unless you can't actually stand up and continue the game, you're not coming out that game, bro. Tell him.
It's like I told my coach.
Hey, man,
if you want to go home to your family, you better not take me out this game. if you want to go home to your family tonight, coach, you better not take me out this game.
Throw in the towel.
Shit, Super Bowl too, biggest game. Super Bowl, you're not coming out of that game unless they got to carry me out if I'm playing in that game. Straight up.
As God is my witness, in the 1995 in the Georgia Dome, I was playing on a torn ACL, and I knew it was torn. And that's
there you go.
Me messed up until this day. As God is my witness, I played against Quincy Carter.
A football player, man, athlete. When you play football, it's different.
This is a true story. The only way I came out that game, my daddy came down from the stands, raising all kind of hell. Get my son out that goddamn game, or my daddy had to step in. But like when you playing for all the marbles, it should be something. Then you be like, bro, I'm not coming out this game, dog. Y'all have to come out here with a 38 and get me out this game.
Exactly.
That's how it is. That's literally how it is.
In the first Super Bowl they went to, Chuck got hurt in the first Super Bowl against the Broncos and the Falcons, and he said he wasn't trying to come out that game even though he was hurt. So
I've hurt my knee, my wrist, and I ain't never came out no football game, and I couldn't even barely walk, move my wrist, none of that.
Now, I hear y'all. And I understand.
Man, did you see the last presidential debate? Dude was hurt, and they still didn't take him out, man. Come on, man.
Don't do this.
You're right. He was hurt.
Now, see how y'all doing? See how y'all doing? Y'all clouding the issue. Now you gonna sit up here and compare an honest man to a liar. To a damn liar. Ain't gonna harp on the fact that the man old versus the man sitting up there telling a lie minute. That just trying to.
Why you didn't take him out, John?
This is a football show. This is a football show. Let's get back to football. Don't want me to get started on that.
Exactly.
But like I say, I understand completely. I wouldn't want to come out the game either. But you're not doing your team no good. You can't even stand up. You can't block nobody. Your leg is broke. And see, you saw how they did. They said, he has a lower leg injury. Right after the game. Right after the NFC Championship. He has a lower leg injury. Then, he's got something's wrong with his ankle.
Then next thing you know, at the Super Bowl, the man doggone leg broke.
But John,
his leg is broke.
John, you gotta
come on, man.
There's been so many championships won with people with broken bones and ligaments and all kind of stuff, man. You remember when
Because you
T.O.
don't
had
feel it.
a fractured ankle?
You don't feel it in the heart of the moment.
Now you gonna pay for it later on in life. Now you gonna pay for it.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah, you gonna pay for it. But T.O. didn't he?
That's why Titan walk with that limp now, man. We see you, Titan.
Yeah, you gonna pay for it later on. But right then, your adrenaline is kicking. You can't even really feel it like that. So it's like it's not really affecting you.
It's gonna hurt when you start settling down.
Don't forget the shots.
Travis, how many?
But that's like people in the military. That's like
Niggas
people in the
give you
military.
that damn game, Travis. You should have came out, man.
Hey, you're right.
John, that's like people. That's like
You're
people
right.
in the military, John. You constantly training. You don't feel small pain until you get out of the military. Then you start feeling it in your knees.
But see, when you playing, man, and it's all about the camaraderie of your teammates, and you love the game that much, bro. It's different, man. Like you play. If everybody on here probably play football, you understand what I'm saying. It's different, man. Like you be hyped up, adrenaline going.
Exactly.
Like you're not coming out that game.
I understand 100%. It's not that I'm disagreeing with what is going on with you mentally, emotionally, physically.
Not saying it's right. Not saying it's right. Because I agree with you, John. You should come out if you can't do what you gotta do. But players is not gonna do it, man.
Hey, Travis, I got hit so hard doing the Oklahoma drill. They were like, "Red, can't go out there no more, Red." Hey, I still
I know how it is. I know.
Again, I don't care. I want to get hurt again because you ain't taking me off this practice field, baby.
Yeah,
but
you
here's
can't.
the thing: we're talking about
take
the
me off
Super
the field,
Bowl.
bro.
But here's the thing, though: we're talking about Super Bowl. There's been games Ryan's lost for us, but that still doesn't diminish the importance he had for the team. There's been Desmond Riddle
we
lost us a bunch of games.
Said during the playoffs. The playoffs is when he sucked. The regular season.
Matt Ryan's had more playoff wins than any quarterback for the Falcons. So what are we talking about here?
Man,
don't he still sucked in the playoffs.
But yeah, I get what he's saying though, Slim, because that's like saying this is the smartest special kid in the special class. You know what I mean? And like it's not really saying much. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say it that way.
No, that is saying a lot. That's saying a lot right there.
Well, I would just say this though. Like Vic played how many seasons as a Falcon? How many did he start? I think he started like.
He only played, I think, like 6, but he was
started 4. And
no, you said I thought you said he played.
No, he only started like 4 seasons.
Yeah,
he got hurt one year. He sat one year, and he only was here. Then he got in trouble, so it's only started like 4. In those 4, he literally got 2 wins in 4. It took Matt with like 8 years to get his second win. So I mean, we're talking about like I think people are grading on a curve with Matt. Like I get it, we appreciate him, but he can't be great at everything. A lot of that is the fact that he's played 15 years.
I'm not saying that. I ain't saying he's great at everything.
He's played more games than any other quarterback in NFL history, so he should have more of everything in
exactly.
But is that a bad thing though? He only been hurt.
What I'm
once.
But what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, if I have 800 at bats and you have 2, I should have more hits than you. It shouldn't be like a glory thing that I got more hits than you when I got 800 at bats and you got 2.
But that's not Matt Ryan's fault. That's not Matt Ryan's fault though.
But the difference is that if your batting percentage is higher than mine, that's why you got 800 and I only got 200.
Well, he's a career 50.
Yes, because if you're not doing good, they're going to. If I'm not doing good, they're going to replace me.
Think about it. That first year Kyle Shanahan was there. Think about it. The first year that Kyle Shanahan was there, a lot of people forget. Like Matt was almost.
They wanted him out of there. Yeah,
like they wanted Matt.
Well, Matt wasn't going nowhere, but yeah, Shanahan was on. People were killing Matt.
Matt was about gone. Like,
they wanted Kyle Shanahan out of there.
2015.
They was calling for Kyle Shanahan.
After 2015, bro, you don't remember that? Like Matt,
I remember they wanted Shanahan gone in 2015.
Nah, they wanted Matt gone. They were giving Matt.
Who you gonna replace Matt with though?
Shaw.
But here's the thing: Matt Ryan's played good enough to where his job wasn't in jeopardy. If he wasn't playing that good, he would have been out the door.
I don't know.
Well,
No,
now
because
that's not necessarily true because we see organizations hold on to players way too long when they should be gone. So that's not necessarily true.
right.
like we did.
And sometimes they hang on to players even though they know they passed it. They just hold on to them for the tradition and the fact that they got a rapport with them, that they like them, and they don't want to get rid of them. So we've seen that too.
Yeah, but there's also red tape behind that why they're stuck with certain players that they can't get rid of. Now, when Matt Ryan got his extension, they could have just told Matt Ryan, look, we're not going to extend you. They was extending Matt Ryan to the point to where it actually started hurting the Falcons more than it was helping the Falcons. So obviously Matt Ryan was producing to the point where they said, Matt Ryan, we think you deserve 20%. Or was it 25% of our salary?
Because we all witnessed it. We all saw it.
But they love Matt Ryan also. They loved him almost to a fault. Yeah, they loved him to a fault.
How he produced. You don't.
It was
have
him
to
and
make
Julio. Them last two contracts kind of hurt us.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, because the owner made them Falcons for life.
Right.
And Dimitrov and the staff were instructed to construct their contracts where they would be quote unquote Falcons for life. Okay.
So when the trade,
as far as Matt Ryan is concerned, in the pantheon of Atlanta Falcons quarterbacks, like I said, I've got to give him his credit as far as being a good quarterback. But you notice when Kyle Shanahan left, and I chronicled it every freaking game, he went back to doing the same stupid mess that he was doing before Shanahan got here. Staring at receivers, not running, not taking charge of the team.
Back the next year, though. He bounced back the next year.
He did bring the best out of Matt, though. I will say that. He did.
Can I throw Matt Ryan the bone on that point, John? First year,
you can throw him a car.
All right, here go his Chevy Tahoe. First year, Kyle Shanahan, and this is kind of like what Loa just saying. Like, Ryan, for his standards, this was a down year. First year, Kyle Shanahan. Second year, Shanahan MVP. First year, Sarkisian, 2017, down year. Second year, Sarkisian, Matt Ryan, MVP type numbers. Overall, the team just went good. So when I say throw him a bone, it's like when you have such a turnover at the offensive coordinator position, it kind of puts your offense and your quarterback at somewhat of a disadvantage, I think, in some terms.
Okay, now let me respond to that.
But one other thing on that, Matt Ryan for most of his career had a bad defense.
Hold on. No. See, hold up. Now, see, this is where we're gonna have to do some separating. We're talking about Matt Ryan's performance, not the team. I'm talking about Matt Ryan's performance, not the team. Okay. I know what the record said, and yes, you're right. The defense was bad, and it didn't justify,
but they weren't always bad.
Justify what Matt Ryan was doing. But something I've got to make sure that everybody remembers: when Kyle Shanahan left and Sarkisian came, then Dirk Cutter came back. Dan Quinn insisted on them continuing to run the same offense that Kyle Shanahan had there. The person who knew the most about it was really Matt Shaw, because Matt Shaw had been with him down there in Texas with the Texans. Houston. But Matt Ryan knew the offense, and it was Matt Ryan that was teaching the offensive coordinators, both of them, teaching Dirk Cutter the second time, because he taught Dirk Cutter Mike Mularkey's offense. So he knew the offense better than the offensive coordinators did. Then and the thing was, I posted each time they put a new offensive coordinator in after Kyle Shanahan, and they said that they were more comfortable calling that offense in their second year. Okay, now
but that was
you got a quarterback. You got a quarterback that knows the offense. Okay, now if that's the case, why was he having so much trouble even after the offensive coordinator left? My answer to that is that offensive coordinator was not there to put his foot in his ass, because that's what Kyle Shanahan did all 2015, all 2016. Matt Ryan admitted it. Matt Ryan admitted it himself.
But
he
John,
said,
you can't ignore the fact though. It took Shanahan 2 years to get Matt Ryan where he wanted him, and then you bring.
I know it. The man hardhead.
Right, but let me finish. You bring Sarkisian in. You can't expect a new offensive coordinator to have the same chemistry that the former coordinator had. It's going to take him 2 years too, just like it took Kyle 2 years. And 2 years
was chemistry needed. Tidy, was chemistry needed when your quarterback already knows the play?
Yeah, because you got a brand
new
coach.
But that's it. Also, Judge, you're giving Dan Quinn literally. Dan Quinn didn't change the playbook. Dan Quinn didn't change the playbook. He gave Kyle Shanahan, made that playbook. He took that playbook, gave it to Sarkisian, and said, "I need you to run this." Now Sarkisian's a drunk, so the reality is he's covering his eyes, picking plays.
You think that way? Whoa! Now there were no reports that Sarkisian was drunk on the job. Now come on now.
Playbook. That wasn't his
Your
playbook.
Honor, move the strike. Your Honor, move the strike. Move the strike.
You're expecting him. You expecting him
just
to
giving that
run.
playbook to everybody. He was just giving that playbook to everybody. He gave it to the New England Patriots. He gave it to Steve Sarkisian.
Yeah, he did.
He took
literally.
But nobody can run it like Kyle Shanahan runs it. Kyle Shanahan
he got results in 2018 though. He got results in 2018, so it's a moot point.
Yeah, because it takes time. It's going to take time. It doesn't take
time with every quarterback. Like Aaron Rodgers had multiple coordinators. He's been great.
Aaron Rodgers.
Peyton Manning had Adam Gase calling play.
Aaron Rodgers had some down years whenever they changed up.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Man.
And when they brought in Jordan Love, that's when Aaron Rodgers went back-to-back MVP, because Aaron Rodgers said, "What are you bringing in Jordan Love for?" But before that, he was having down years. That's why they was planning on replacing him.
That man has the greatest touchdown interception ratio in NFL history. That man,
of course, he's going to the Hall of Fame.
Hold on, that man average career quarterback rating is over 100. For his career, that's down years, up years, over 100. People don't touch hundreds. Only but the elite quarterbacks touch 100. Like, come on,
he still had down years whenever they changed coordinators.
I know. See, you see how you do. You see how you.
I don't care about the average quarterback rating. He still had down years whenever they changed coordinators. Like I don't care
if you're gonna say
his
down is 36 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, then cool. But you're not gonna sit here and say he had a 20 touchdown to 12 interception year like Matt Ryan did. It's not the same.
But the question, but the question is, did it go down? Did it go down?
Was they trying to replace him?
If he went
down for Aaron Rodgers,
okay, that's what I'm saying. If he went from Jordan to LeBron, then that's if he went from Jordan to LeBron for a year, that's an argument. But he's still LeBron.
But it went down. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
like
I would concede
because all the time going to win.
The Queen get in this conversation.
Slim. No, what he's saying is, if that man threw 40 touchdowns this year, he's saying he went down to like 35, 34. That 35, 34 is still
great. Yeah, it's still great. It's still top notch, especially with that interception to touchdown ratio. It's still great, but it still went down.
Yeah, I would concede that. Yeah, I would concede that. My point is he still gave you great quarterback play. Is my point.
Because Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback than Matt Ryan.
There you go. That's the point I was making. That's the point I was making.
But everybody knows that nobody's gonna.
Like Peyton Manning. It's like no matter who was calling plays for Peyton Manning, he gave you Peyton Manning production.
But Peyton Manning was a masterclass tricking tricking the people. So
he was just a more talented quarterback. That's what it was. It's just that
He
simple.
definitely was.
His talent was
Easily.
tricking players.
It's really that
His
simple.
talent was tricking players, tricking
I
the
feel like
defense.
it's just this simple. If you put me and LeBron on the court, it doesn't matter who's coaching. You're going to get better performance out of LeBron because he's just more talented. It's just that simple.
Peyton Manning didn't have the best arm in the league.
Of the game,
Peyton Manning, he didn't have
That's
the best
sheriff.
arm in
Come
the
on,
league.
stop. That's the sheriff, man.
He
Let's
did-
leave that alone, bro. That's the sheriff.
He did not have the best arm in the league. But
All
what
right, yo,
Peyton Manning was good
real
at
quick,
was reading
real quick.
defense.
Real quick, we're gonna do our second game, and then we're gonna do one more topic before we get out of here. This is a 3-word Monty. It's pretty much a play off the famous card game 3-card Monty, which is very famous in Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm sure a lot of you guys on the panel are familiar with 3-card Monty. This is 3-word Monty. I'm gonna give you a name or a phrase, and 3 words or less, preferably 3 words. Respond to the phrase or the name. And again, this is no explanation. This is real quick fire, rapid, fast. We're going to start at the top again with Travis. Again, 3 words preferably, no more than 3 words. Tom Brady.
The best ever.
Good. Red. 2023 Boston Celtics.
Oh my God.
Those are the 3 words. Oh my God. Good job, Red.
Good.
That's 6 words.
Okay. You can leave. Oh my God. Yeah.
All right, Low. Shakur Stevenson.
Shakur Stevenson. Who's Shakur
Boxer.
Stevenson?
The boxer.
Oh, very, very powerful lady.
Why'd you give me somebody? Oh.
It'd be luck of the draw.
Nah, man. Luck of the draw.
So Slim. Tony Wrestler.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's 1 word. 2 more.
Quick Draw McGraw.
Dang. Oh my God. I'm gonna use Rihanna.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I can't think of nothing, man. God.
All right, Keely. This is the odd one. Baskin Robbins ice cream.
What?
I'm lactose intolerant.
We'll take it. James, you still there? I think James gone. So John, we'll go with you. Carl Lewis.
One fast muck.
All right.
Shut your mouth.
Travis, we back up top. Eminem.
Can't stand him.
Wow.
What?
Are you talking about the candy or the man?
That's a good question. The rapper.
He's talking about the rapper. Can't stand him.
Oh,
Stand
okay.
up. Red. Stephen A. Smith.
Oh.
Remember that on YouTube.
America's
Yeah,
favorite
we're on
raccoon.
YouTube now.
America's favorite raccoon.
Wow.
That's
We'll
true.
take it.
That is true.
All right, Low.
Y'all.
All right, this is kind of a odd one. Let's see what you say on this one. Alec Baldwin.
Ooh, my dog.
All right.
Bulletproof vest.
All right, Slim.
Low, the man got off, Low. Man got off.
Y'all today, really.
Boy, y'all savage, bro. He was on a movie set. Y'all savage, bro.
Very savage. All right, Slim. 6 Flags over Georgia.
Say that again?
That's the 3 words.
No, I couldn't hear it.
6
I
Flags
couldn't hear what
over
you said.
6 Flags over Georgia. 6 Flags.
Oh, season pass holder.
Dig it. Be safe out there, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, man.
Bulletproof vest.
Keely, that's a
Man,
good
it's
one for
some
you
man.
being a native.
They
There's
ain't
some
been
spots
trained
out
like
there.
Keely.
You never will go back there, man. No. Mm-mm.
All right, here you go, Keely. The varsity in Atlanta.
Cardboard.
That's hot dogs.
What'd you say?
Cardboard paper. That's how everything tastes to me. What you do?
They ain't
Alright.
got
You don't like diversity?
No.
Oh, it's falling down.
It's cool.
It's falling down, man.
I
It's
went the
falling
last time I was there. I
Ain't
was a
the
kid. My dad took me there as a kid. I don't.
Oh, so you've
It's
been in a
falling
minute.
down, man.
No, the
I
last
took a date there one day after the Hawks game about a few years ago. That was she wanted to go.
it was after a Georgia Tech game. Georgia Tech game.
All right, John, we're gonna finish up with you. Diddy.
Who is that?
You don't know who Diddy is?
That's my answer. Who is that?
Okay. We'll take it. And that is 3-card Monty. I appreciate y'all playing, man. Hey, this is a segment I want to do because me and Travis we had different point of views on this, and it is what. And I want him to explain his point of view. I'll explain mine, and I want to hear, of course, y'all's point of view too. But was Arthur Smith a terrible head coach in Atlanta with the foul? Because I'm gonna let Travis start this segment off. Go ahead, bro.
Well, like I said, me and Tidy went at each other about this on Facebook, but me personally, I never thought he deserved the job in the first place. I thought we picked the wrong guy from the jump. I predicted he was going to be fired in 3 years. All of that. He was incompetent. He didn't put the best players in the right situation to succeed. He held some players back when they should have been on the field. Terrible play calling. Only thing he was really good at was running the ball. But that's how I feel on it.
Well said. And my I guess I'll say my arguing point. I didn't think he was a good coach, above average coach, even a great coach. My point was I felt like based on the hand he was dealt and what he was dealing with, I felt like he did a fairly decent job. And that's pretty much what I was saying when me and him was debating on the topic. I felt like he was just fairly decent. And when I say fairly decent, the kids will say he was mid. I just felt like he was average and maybe slightly above average. But I don't think he was terrible. And then the reason I say the cards he was dealt because he inherited a team in Atlanta where you got 2 consecutive years where you don't have any salary cap to really build the roster. And now you're coming off a franchise who's had 4 consecutive losing seasons. And now you're going to lose your franchise quarterback, and Julio done pretty much quit the team on you. Calvin Ridley done quit the team on you. And I know they didn't really quit, but I'm just, using figure of speech.
You said it right.
They quit. They quit.
Yeah,
They quit for a reason.
Yeah, they quit. Calvin, especially quit.
Matt Ryan quit too.
But
No, you didn't.
considering all that, I was just pretty much saying I just think he did fairly decent for what he had. I really don't feel like he underachieved any year in Atlanta. Maybe the last year, but that was the only year he really had any salary cap to play with. So I just feel like for what he had,
last.
He did all right. He did decent. I ain't saying he did good. I'm just saying he did fairly decent. So y'all go ahead.
And Tidy, did I not say? I agree with you on that point. First year, I gave him a pass because he had to deal with what he had to deal with coming in. No money, all that stuff. No problem with that. But that second year, you starting to get better, get players in here, getting a little money. Then the third year, no excuse for the third year.
Hold on, second year there was no money either. There was no money.
But I'm saying we got some a little bit of players in here the second year. It wasn't like big time players, none like that, but bargain type
money.
Players.
The second year he had like almost 16 million worth of salary cap, but he had to still have the roster with that money. So he really didn't have any money.
But that third year, no excuses, man.
No, he had a great excuse.
I think it wasn't terrible. Was Arthur Smith terrible? I think Arthur Smith was terrible for his time. I think he would have been great years ago. The problem with Arthur Smith was he was running a playbook. He was running a playbook that no one runs anymore. No one runs a heavy run offense anymore. That when Matt Ryan and Tom Brady retired, that stationary quarterback was like everybody started running mobile quarterback. The reason why I blame Arthur Smith for a lot of it is because yes, we was in a salary cap a situation, but Arthur Smith could have did something better by one drafting him a quarterback instead of trying to go pull a quarterback off the trash heap and trying to make it do. Because the problem with Arthur Smith was he thought his playbook superseded the importance of quarterback. And he saw every year that it didn't. You can't hide your poor quarterback performance behind a run game. It's just not going to work. He came in thinking that we got what's his name, Kyle Pitts on the first draft. So it was clearly he was trying to help out the quarterback by, okay, we don't have enough to go get a quarterback, which you should have got Justin Fields at that time. Then he turned around and got Drake London. So now it's okay. I'm trying to keep the defense from pressing up on the line. You could tell how he's drafting. He's trying to keep the defense from pressing up on the line, and I'm going to run behind that. Then he went and got Bijan Robinson. So you know he was still trying to do a run-heavy offense, and it didn't work because your quarterback suffered. So reality is your quarterback is going to get you fired. And he came in the game thinking that his playbook was better than what the importance of the quarterback was. Because to me, Arthur Smith has a kind of a narcissist attitude when it comes to running a team. So, and it's like, I know what's good for the team. When I first heard Arthur Smith say he's running a positionless team, I already knew it was going to be issues. Because if you got elite players on that team, you're supposed to feed them. You're supposed to give them the ball. You're supposed to run plays that's going to get them open. You're not supposed to be making Kyle Pitts throw the ball to Jonnu Smith and all these crazy goofy plays. That should have never even came out of the woodworks. You shouldn't even look at that. But he running a positionless that doesn't care. When you say I'm running a positionless play, I mean I'm running positionless plays. That basically means to the players who's actually listening, I don't care how many yards you get. I don't care how many touchdowns you get. As long as we can get a chance to win this game. You saw how over there with the Eagles, they was winning games when AB wasn't getting those touches. What did he do? He went and started flipping out. Hey, give me the ball, because that's what a veteran and an elite player is supposed to do. When you not giving me the ball, he's supposed to flip out. So yeah, I think Arthur Smith is considered terrible, but I think it was because he's 10 years behind what the NFL is going into.
Well said. Let me also give props to Brian Peoples for the super chat. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you very much, Brian. He says Arthur Smith developed the O-line. That's it. And that's one thing when me and Travis were talking, I did give him credit for that, because prior to him, our offensive line was terrible. Looked like McGarry was on his way out the door. And to add on to that, I feel like he gave us the potent rushing attack that we have now. And that's what I was telling Travis. I was like, he made a lot of mistakes, but there were some good things that we got out of Arthur Smith too.
I give him that.
Anybody else want to talk on it?
Yeah, I don't think the offense was 2 years behind because they were just in the AFC Championship game with their offense. They were literally one game away from the Super Bowl with that offense. So that's how he got the job. I don't think I think he's probably a better play caller than a head coach, because you know what you're doing. If you have a top five, the NFL isn't easy. If you have a top five offense in the NFL, you know something about football. So that's what got him here. He was literally in the AFC Championship game before he came here. And it's not like he had this. I mean, people can make what they wish of Tannehill, It's not. I'm not gonna say he's an elite quarterback or a great quarterback, but he definitely elevated his play. I think the
Tannehill was really good though.
Yeah, his best years were under Arthur Smith, and that's one of the reasons why he got the job. I mean, he made him look like a Pro Bowl quarterback for 2 years, and the two All-Pro selections that Henry got was also under Arthur Smith. They had a top 5 offense. So I mean, you can't argue with the results. I think his biggest hindrance was one, his arrogance. I think that's the biggest issue, and then 2, he never had a quarterback. I remember watching the QB school, JT O'Sullivan, former quarterback, and Chase Daniels. You know how they on YouTube they do breakdown film and all that, and both of them, every single thing that they came to, yes, are some designs a little too cute, this and that. I get it. But every single thing they kept coming to is that receivers are open. And that's what you want from a play caller, is that your receivers are open. If Ritter miss them, I can't put that on the play caller.
Yeah.
His job is to get the receivers open. If the dude is literally the game-winning touchdown against the Saints last year, where the wheel route and Bajan snook out the back and Ritter lofted up. Literally, they ran that same play earlier in the day, right? The exact same play. And the dude brought down the film, and Pitts is literally standing 5 yards in front of Ritter, just wide open this.
I remember that.
Just like this, like, hey. And Ritter just takes off running instead. I can't put those type of things on the coach. I blame him for his arrogance. He probably felt like if Shanahan can take a late round pick and win with them, then I can do the same. He probably felt that type of level of arrogance. He probably felt he could do it. That's what I blame him for. Do I think he can call plays? The man has already done it. He's already done it in the field. I can't take that away from him because he's already done it. But I don't think anyone was going to win 7 games with a dusted Matt Ryan. No disrespect, but he was well gunned. To win 7 games with a combination of Mariota and a rookie Ritter, and then to win another 7 games with what we had at quarterback those 3 years, I look at that as more of an accomplishment than anything to win 7 games with that. Because the quarterback play for the last 3 years have been ugly. Yeah. No matter which way y'all want to shake it, you can't win without talent at the most important position.
That's true. That's true.
So,
but even with all of that though, we still dropped like 4 games that we shouldn't have dropped. Still within those seasons.
But I agree. But with that being said, it's kind of like having Vanderbilt win 7 games in the SEC, right? They might have lost 4 games. However, you never had the expectation that Vanderbilt should have won 7 games in the SEC. That's how I look at it, because we did not have a quarterback. None of those seasons can we say that we had a competent quarterback under center.
Wait, now, so you saying the first year wasn't a competent?
Did you? All right. So do you think Matt Ryan, keep in mind, I would say after 2019, so 2021 Matt Ryan, you think that he looked anything close to even average on par Matt Ryan in 2021?
Matt Ryan's was falling off, yes, because Father Time is going to win. But
so
he was still considered competent. That's what I'm saying. He was still considered competent.
Yeah, I think he was competent.
He got Kyle Pitts to the Pro Bowls. So what we talking?
I feel like he was competent. I mean, he wasn't 2016 Matt Ryan, but
thank you.
All right, so here. All right, so here's what I would say.
He wasn't pissing down his own leg.
Here's what I would say.
Pitts was like the only one he was going to that year too. Like Pitts was almost the main one he was going to.
Here's what I would say. The Matt Ryan you saw in Indianapolis, would you have him start for your team?
When Matt Ryan in Indianapolis didn't even have an offensive line. He was getting destroyed in that backfield.
Let's kill that.
Listen. Before Matt Ryan got there, they had one of the best offensive lines, so we can kill that.
Exactly.
Kill that right off bat.
Let's kill
because when he was going there, everybody was saying, "Oh, Matt Ryan's going to the coast. They're gonna win Super Bowl now." when he
They
went
literally have
there,
generational talent on the
see
offensive
what
line.
happened.
Literally generational talent on the offensive
My
line.
my cousin is a coach. My cousin's
Matt Ryan.
my cousin is a Colts fan, and I told him, he was trying to tell me we didn't know how to use him. We know who was doing with him. I said Matt Ryan is washed, and you finna find that out. He was
No,
talking about
hold
they
on.
going to
See,
Super
and
Bowl and
that
all this.
statement you just hold on, and that statement you just made, he was washed, right? There was not much different to me. There was not much different between Indianapolis and what we saw there because he was washed. We saw that he was washed. Anybody that wasn't, anybody that
But I will say he was better with us though than it was Colts. I don't know what he just completely fell off the cliff with the Colts. That was ridiculous.
He was
Yeah,
broken.
that was ridiculous.
Whenever he left,
But I seen it coming though.
That's just because he got caught 1,000 yards.
If you saw it coming,
yeah. That's what I said.
That's
Yeah,
the point
I saw
I'm
it
making.
coming.
If you saw it coming, then you
coming.
saw what
Thank
you
you.
saw.
Yeah.
When he
You
was
can see it coming.
Yeah. I told everybody, even on my show.
What about this
I told
comment
everybody
right
on my
here?
show.
What about
man.
this comment right here? What about that comment right there?
Yes, because
He
it's
said the
true.
year Matt was there,
It's
they had a
true.
lot of injuries on their old line. Was that true?
No, they had one
Yes.
hole, and that was left guard. The one major hole was at left guard. You had Mayfield starting.
What's the most important position on the line? The center and the left guard.
Stop.
I meant the left tackle.
Left tackle.
Left tackle. I'm sorry.
I
Left
thought it was
tackle.
left tackle.
You're in
Well,
such a rush to
tackle, I mean.
defend everything about Matt Ryan that you're not making sense.
No,
Right, he just
Matt Ryan.
take
It was that line
you
was
want to
trash.
defend his honor so bad, bro.
But I tell you, but
Listen. Matt got Pitts his yards, but that was like the only guy he was going to. But that was it. Other than that, Matt was done. Yeah, he was done.
Regular
right,
season,
now-
he's solid.
to
Now-
answer Tidy's question, bro, I
go ahead.
do think that it's one of those situations where, because I mean, Keely, he made some good points about Arthur Smith being a good play caller, but I mean, I know Tidy's question was, did he deserve to be fired as head coach? And I definitely feel like he did deserve to be fired because, first of all, it's like, I mean, y'all grew up in the South. In high school football, college football, head coach, like you're the second mayor. Arthur Smith was trying to run a legit dictatorship in Atlanta. I've never seen someone who was such a jerk to the media.
When that man called us toxic, he called the fans toxic. I was like, I was done with him then. I was done before that, but yeah, he called us toxic at the podium press conference.
Man, how he doing all this with no winning? You acting like this with no winning?
I know
Arthur
that's too
Smith
arrogant. Too arrogant, bro.
Arthur Smith is the personification of nepotism. At the end of the day, if you look at his resume, the man literally started off coaching in the pros at Washington, where the field is named after his dad's company. I went to North Carolina. I talked to Mac Brown. I asked him about Arthur Smith, and you know what he did? He gave me the look like. Yeah, he's all right. But
so you saying his daddy got some pull in the NFL?
Man, do you know how much money his daddy got? Red?
Them mothers is rich, man, filthy rich.
You know how much money this man dad got?
I don't care how much money he got. If your son messing up the team, he got to go. I don't care how much.
He got to go.
But see, when you got money though, man, you get more opportunities than others. That's all I'm saying.
You got money, you get more opportunities.
That's true.
But I'm going to tell you something though. It's like, but at the end of the day, and people put it in the comments, Arthur Smith, it got to the point where he was trying to run, that offense that he ran in Tennessee, but it wasn't working because first of all, we didn't have Derrick Henry, and the second of all, he got in his own head. It got situations we're at the half-yard line, and you got Cordell Patterson back there all lathered up, with Crisco all over his jersey getting ready to go into the end zone, and what Arthur Smith do? Run a double reverse with the tight ends. Kyle Pitts don't touch the ball. Let me ask everybody on the panel: Have y'all ever watched Mad TV?
Yeah, love Mad TV.
Y'all watch Mad TV? Y'all remember Little Stewie?
Yeah.
Look what I can do.
TV? Exactly. That's Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith get on the goal line, and we get at a half-yard line. You're like,
let me do it.
Look what I can do.
Yeah,
That's what he do every
that's it.
time.
That's it.
Every
That's Arthur
time.
Smith, bro.
Yeah.
He's what Kyle Shanahan's doing out there in San Francisco. He legit thinks he could have done the same thing, but I mean, at the end of the day, man, we suffered from nepotism, and Arthur Blank was trying to do everything that he could to keep him here another year.
He
But
was.
I mean, it just
And,
whenever he
and
blew up
I
at
want to
that
say
same
this,
game, that did it.
and I want to say this too before you
At
guys
the end
jump
of
in.
the game.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say,
Go ahead, brother.
I was just gonna say before you guys jump in, I was just gonna say I never said Arthur Smith wasn't a good coordinator. I just said he wasn't a good head coach. That was my
Exactly.
issue. That was my only thing.
I think he's gonna be a good
Yeah,
coordinator.
he's a good coordinator.
My thing is though, I do feel like he did get fired for his arrogance. I do think that all those things aren't good qualities. I do believe, however, if he had a quarterback, that he would probably still be.
But that's his fault.
Of course, but
agree on that.
he had to go out and get
That's
that
my point.
guy instead
That's
of
my
Mariota
point.
or somebody.
I
That
think
was
that's
his
my
fault on
point.
that.
I don't think, in terms of, he knows his X's and O's. He knows how to run an offense,
Yes.
and I think you can't take that away from him. He's already been successful, and I think the real reason he's fired. I mean, yes, he's a bad personality, this and that, but if he had a quarterback here, then he would still be the coach here.
That quarterback is going to get you
But
fired or
what you
hired.
just said,
All right,
but see,
now
what you
let
just
me
said
let
is
me
kinda
say this
similar.
about that. Let me say this about that. Arthur Smith was one of the worst head coaches in National Football history.
No, John.
Now, hold up now y'all ask. Wait a minute. The question is out there. I'm answering the question. And the reason why I'm saying this, you had a quarterback that was leaving. Okay. Matt Ryan barely had 2021 left in it.
You should have got
You
Justin Fields.
had the number 4 overall pick in the draft. And you picked a tight end.
Yep.
You picked a freaking tight end with the number 4 overall pick in the draft. Now, no one knows how Justin Fields or whoever it was that you would have picked would have turned out. That would be a different conversation after we found out what he was going to do or what he wasn't going to do. But you knew you needed a quarterback. Then
That's why he
on
messed
top
up.
of that,
First point.
then on top of that, now let me put a cherry and some white fuzz on top of this Sunday right here. You got a man now, and on top of that, well, I'm gonna say this first. I'll say this first. When you came here, you said Matt Ryan needs development. I'm gonna develop him. Who you is? Who are you?
You
To
developed
be
Ryan
trying to
Tannehill.
develop somebody.
I'm saying he did.
You
developed
don't
Ryan
have
Tannehill.
no. Yeah, he said that Matt Ryan needs development. I'm gonna develop him. I'm gonna coach him. Then on top of that, you got a running back coach as your quarterback coach. Draft a quarterback in the 3rd round, and regardless of what anybody says here about how the Falcons pump up their draft picks, and that's what you're supposed to do and all this type of stuff, y'all pumped this man Ritter up like he was going to be the second coming of Jesus Christ with Peter and the angels following him.
But you can't fault them for that. They're supposed to do that.
Yeah, see, I knew Tyler was going to say that. That was your opening, Tyler. I'll let you in that. I'll let you in
You're
that.
supposed to gas him up.
You're supposed to gas them up. That's not.
Yeah, that's part of the course right
after
there.
you gas him up, after you gas him up, what do you do? What do you do after you gas him up? You light him.
You light
them.
You gotta. Let me say this. You gotta gas up whoever your incompetent.
Incompetent. You go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it. Incompetent.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Tidy, I understand all that. Yeah, you supposed to gas him up. But I mean, y'all shoot. It was just like y'all were pouring lighter fluid on match like charcoal.
They did not go over the top with
John. If they landed Deshaun Watson, will he still be here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I would say possibly. I would say possibly.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
I would say possible
about it though.
Because he got a quarterback. He got a real quarterback. But my problem, okay, now let's go back to Arthur Smith. Then you bring Desmond Ridder here. Say what?
No, go ahead. I just finally got the word out. Go. My bad. Go.
Okay. Hey, Tide, it's 2:00 in the morning. We ain't gonna hold that against you.
Appreciate it.
But this is the thing. Then you get this man in the third round. You supposed to be developing him, and this fool. I mean, you got the wide receiver coach, which is a former quarterback coach, coaching wide receiver. You got the quarterback coach, which is a running back coach. He's trying to coach the quarterback. You got people in the wrong. I see. I mean, it was just a fluster club. Then on top of that, you gonna be arrogant when you come in here. You're barking at folk every time you get. Like I told you, he reminded me of Sarah Huckabee when Donald Trump during Donald Trump's doggone time. Because man, I wanted to slap the snot out of. I would have bought an airplane ticket just to go up there and just slap.
Hold on.
But at any rate, but this is the thing. See, all of those things rolled into a big snowball. All those things rolled into a big snowball because of the fact that, number one, you blew it in the draft. You blew it in your very first draft, and you knew what you should have gotten then. Then, just like Slim said, okay, you thought your playbook was so doggone good that you didn't even need to get a quarterback, didn't need to invest in a quarterback, didn't even need to train a quarterback. Then, when people would ask you about certain things that you did, you want to act like, how dare you ask me a question like that? Do you know who I am? Do you not recognize greatness on the mic when you see, that type of doggone arrogance or whatever? So that's why I say this man was a bad coach.
All right, John, let me respond to you. All right, when we say he should have got drafted Justin Fields, as y'all already know, that's why I was campaigning for coming out of college. Yeah. I want us to get Fields.
And that's what I said also.
You get Nick.
That's what we should have took
real nigga for Fields. But let me say this. Hindsight, of course, is 2020. I don't think that was a bad move not to take Fields in hindsight, because Justin Fields didn't win a lot of games when he got into the league. He got a lot of things he got to work on.
That's the Bears.
We the Falcons. When people say that,
we the Falcons. But to be fair, though, we are better than the Bears. And we can't say that.
I'm sorry.
We can't say that he.
Hold on. Let me ask you this: how historically are we better than the Bears?
Because the last good quarterback the Bears had was Jay Cutler. People were still in high school then. Come on.
No.
Now, as far as us being,
they can't develop quarterbacks.
I said, how historically are we better than the Bears?
We are not.
We
are not.
Well, I mean,
we're talking about now.
But majority of the time, we've been better. We've been better than the Bears.
He said historically. He said historically. The question was historically.
We talking about, but you have to talk about today's.
Is 1980
No. When you say historically, you take in the entire history of the franchise.
Is 1980 relevant to the conversation about today?
It's not.
My
That's like saying the 85 Bears can beat
it may not be, but I'm at now. Tidy's question. Tidy's question.
He's leading the witness.
Well,
I know what he about to do. I know. I've had this discussion. I know what he about to do.
This is my point. How can we be so sure just because Fields come that way, he gonna be way better than he was in Chicago?
But see, Tidy, let me address that. But now, Tidy, this is the thing. Tidy.
Hold on. I'm gonna let you go, John. We had better receivers.
Yes.
Yeah, we had a better. I think we had a better all-around team. When Fields came here,
also the team would have. The fans and the team would have embraced Fields better.
And I'm not saying
the Bears. The Bears is a cold. The Bears is a cold climate.
You got
It's a cold team.
I hear y'all.
Let me say this. Hold on. Let me say this. Let me say this. When you say we got better receivers, first off, you got to take Kyle Pitts out of the equation.
You got to take Kyle Pitts out of that.
You don't got Pitts. Then you got to remove Calvin Ridley out of the equation. He wouldn't have been here.
Because he quit because of Arthur Smith.
Right. So when you say we got better receivers, where? Who?
Cordero Hodge. Oh man, Cordero Hodge was out there just.
You got Cordero. Right. You got Cordero, and you got
well, I was about to say, but some people would have probably stayed. You don't know what they could have did in free agency.
But see, that would have changed the whole trajectory of everything.
Number one reason
if he would have got Justin Fields.
Didn't want to come play for the Falcons because
we didn't have no quarterback.
Wait, don't change the narrative now.
But I'm saying we could have probably had more. We had Gage at the time.
Gage was leaving. They offered him like $15 million a year. We couldn't afford that.
No, if we had a quarterback, he probably would have stayed.
No, you didn't listen to what I. You didn't listen to what I said. They offered him about $15 million a year. We couldn't afford that. What? Who gonna turn down $15 million a year to stay in Atlanta through a rebuild? Come on, bro.
Exactly.
They could have got. They should have listened
to the championship. You could try to get
and he went to play with Brady. Come on, now.
Come on.
Okay, but let's be realistic.
Okay,
I give y'all that.
That nice.
Let me say this to title.
Justin Fields. They should have drafted Justin Fields and then got some receivers in the draft. That's what they should have did, and that could have changed the whole trajectory of this team.
He would have been.
Now, let me respond to what Tidy was saying. Now, see, when you have the number 4 overall pick in the draft,
you got to get a quarterback.
You don't take no damn tight end and no number 4. That's how he's incompetent already.
Because of the money involved.
And the thing is, you might have gotten the wrong quarterback. You might have gotten the wrong quarterback in a Justin Field. You know, you still made the pick.
Right.
You still made the pick. Now, it's on you. And it's on you, Arthur Smith. You supposed to be the big quarterback whisperer. They rated you higher. I mean, when they sent the search committee out to find a new head coach for the Falcons, they had Arthur Smith was rated nationally as the number 1 or number 2 hottest assistant that you could get. So you supposed to be the big quarterback guru, even though we knew that the only reason that you went to the playoffs was because of Derrick Henry, a great big old 500-something pound, 7'8" running back, just killing folk. Everybody knew that. Everybody that was paying attention to football knew that because somebody that big was just throwing the dogs off the scent. Okay, but thing is, he was rated high, so you bring him in here. Your search committee said you the one he's supposed to get. Go get it. Went and got it. All right. He comes in here knowing that he was the number 1 candidate, knowing that he was a catch me out. All right. He walking. He can't even see where he walking. His head, he getting all up through the nose. I mean, all snooty and high and mighty. And then come in here and do the dumbest thing that a head coach and a staff could do is go and get a tight end, try to make him a darn unicorn. And you don't win. You don't win, and you don't build teams with darn tight ends.
I did not like the Kyle Pitts draft pick, as you already know. But outside again, like a Jamar Chase, who obviously would have been a better pick, and even though I was high on McCall Parsons, but that was the right pick. Actually, Penei Sewell was the right pick. That was the right pick. And even though McCall Parsons, who I was high on, people didn't have Parsons as the top 5 pick. Nobody have him in the top 5 other than people who like Penn State football. So what would have been a better pick?
Justin Fields. Because
you gotta take the quarterback because we needed a quarterback. You gotta take the quarterback. We needed a quarterback. You gotta take the quarterback.
You got to take the quarterback. You got to take the quarterback.
No, you don't. One thing about a head coach and a general manager, if they don't like a quarterback, they're not gonna take him. And y'all got to keep this in mind, please. Terry Fontenot passed on Justin Fields twice. He could have got him in all season, still passed on him again.
But you talking about last time?
No,
Terry Fontenot,
he
but
passed on him.
let's talk about the reports. Terry Fontenot was trying to get Justin Fields, but the Bears thought they could get a first round pick for him, and they said no, we're not going to give you that because they already knew, because the Falcons already knew that you're not going to pass up on Caleb Williams. So Slim, you had to get rid of Justin Fields.
Slim, now you telling me if Terry Fontenot didn't really in his heart want Fields, he couldn't have got him this offseason.
He could have, but Tidy,
could have, but once again,
do you remember what the price was? Do you remember what the price was at first for Justin Fields?
Too much for him. The Bears
wanted too much for him. And then at the time that he left, it was just like they had a doggone clearance sale.
Why didn't Terry Fontenot do this then? Why didn't he get Kirk if the price was so high? So why did he go ahead? Okay, I'm gonna move on to Kirk. And then when the stock market came down, instead of taking Penix at 8, why he just didn't go get Fields? When that made more sense.
Here's the thing. John Freaky said it best. Once you're waiting to get a quarterback, you're going to go into the season without a quarterback. So the reality is the Falcons literally had a team go to Chicago to try to negotiate to get Justin Fields. It's just that general manager up there, he was unrealistic when it came to getting Justin Fields.
Right. But they traded him for a half a Coke and a bag of Lay's.
Know what I'm saying?
It was here's the thing, we got to look at the timeline now. When they traded Justin Fields,
was every other team got traded though.
And then on top of that,
team already had an idea. Already moved on a quarterback, so they had to just go ahead and get rid of him for peanuts because you don't want to have every team.
So why didn't we get him then?
Because when the Falcons made the initial offer, they wanted a first-round draft pick. Remember, when the Falcons made their offer,
we could have came back to the table though.
Here's what really happened. Here's the honest truth. What really happened because of the tampering reports, the Falcons were all in on Kyle Pitts. What happened was Fields at that point, when he knew he couldn't get to Atlanta, he had gave them a list of teams that he wanted to go to, which suppressed his market because they couldn't just trade him anywhere. He gave the front office a list of teams that he wanted to go to. Now, by the time you get to this point, a lot of jobs had kind of shifted. Like a lot of teams had went ahead and settled on who they were going to take. The few suitors that did want Fields were already in a different direction at that point, but there was initial interest. It's just that the Falcons were all in on Kirk early. According to the tampering reports, the Falcons were like the big stink was all those reports of the rumors of Fields to Atlanta. When the combine happened, all that shut up. As soon as that combine hit,
the Penix came through.
Well, no, they were late on Penix too. They didn't. So the Penix thing happened. If you look at the date of that tweet when it was announced that they went out to Seattle or whatnot, this was after the combine. This was after his pro day too. This was like all the other teams had already went out to see him on pro day. They were on Penix late for whatever reason. That's what made me think that it was more so like, okay, we got impending tampering charges. Now let's go out here because this was after that the whole thing of the
I don't think the tampering charge had anything to do with it.
Well, here I'm talking about the timing. That's why it looked like that because of the timing of the announcement of the impending tampering charges. That date, then when the announcement came out that the whole team flew out to his pro day, that was right after that. Keep in mind, they didn't even show up to his pro day and they didn't talk to him at the combine. Yeah. The list of you get a list of invites that you can bring to Flowery Branch. He wasn't on that list. So
yeah, I remember that.
So it seems per the Mike Florio reports and then the other reports about the tampering, that's when all that stuff came out. When they went to the combine, they were kind of reckless in making it kind of known that we're all in on Kirk, even though keep in mind at that point during the combine, he's still a a Minnesota Vikings employee at that point. And then there was also the allegation that they had through Pitts, they were trying to figure out, all right, what receiver do you want us to go get? You want us to go get Mooney, and that's where the Bears kind of thing kind of happened because they were talking about how allegedly Kirk through Pitts said, all right, yeah, I want Mooney. So then keep in mind, Mooney hasn't hit free agency yet, but allegedly there was communications going that way. So all that happened like right at the combine. That was that early.
This is from what I got from all the reports I was reading. The Falcons wanted Justin Fields at the initial thing. They made an offer for him. They even went out there to Chicago to make a second offer for him. But the Bears was hardballing because they thought he was wanted. Yeah, they wanted more than what the Falcons was going to give him for him. But as all of this going on, the Falcons was still looking at Penix because Raheem Morris said he called Terry Fontenot and said, this guy is the truth. And the Falcons thought they wasn't going to be able to get Penix because, one, the Falcons even said we was trying to move up in the draft. They was trying to operate two different things at once. They was trying to move up in the draft as well as negotiate with Kirk Cousins, try to get Justin Fields, all of this stuff. But the reality is they couldn't do nothing with Kirk Cousins because Kirk Cousins was technically still under contract. So they couldn't just say, hey, we're going to wait until Kirk Cousins. Because what if that deal didn't fall through? They still had to have other avenues to explore. So but the truth is their real love was Michael Penix. They had multiple people saying he's that guy. He's the guy. Raheem Morris, if you watch a lot of those interviews, like I watched tons of those interviews, he said, they was head over heels for Michael Penix, but they honestly thought he wasn't going to fall to them in the draft. That's why they was trying to move up in the draft, and they was constantly being told no. They was constantly being told no, they couldn't. They wasn't going to accept those deals. You could actually get those reports.
Yeah, they thought Penix was going to go earlier.
Yes, they thought Penix was going to go earlier, and they cut the Falcons constantly tried to make some. Oh, hold on, let me find the report because I don't want to just say. Do y'all remember that report before I saw
the only other team that were possibly taking a quarterback was the Giants, and they brought McCarthy. No one was saying anything about Penix going in their top 8.
No,
it was some rumors that he was going to go earlier. That's why the Falcons took him when they took him.
Even Penix said, his agent said, from the way it was going, besides what the media was saying, they wanted. It was like 5 other teams that was very interested in Penix. They already knew Penix wasn't going to go past 8.
We're talking about common sense, though. The first 3 quarterbacks went in the exact same order that we all knew they were going. Nobody else was going quarterback. We knew that Arizona was taking a receiver. The only question mark was the Giants, and they had.
They thought.
And JJ McCarthy was the one who said, "Oh, I thought I was going to be a Giant," and they took Malik Neighbors instead.
But see, they thought somebody was going to trade up in front of us to get Penix. That's why they took him. When they took him, when he fell to us, they was like they already had a rapport with Penix and went out and visited him and said they wanted him. They loved him already, so it was like a double whammy.
They went out. That came out April 5th. That's when they took that trip. That's after his pro day.
Right.
That's after the company. That's after all the visits.
Right. Listen, but listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they it was kind of a double whammy because they was gonna take him anyway if he fell there because they wanted to cover their bases just in case if Kurt can't stay healthy. They was gonna get rid of the whole not having enough quarterback situation. They was gonna fix that regardless, right then and there. So going forward was gonna be good.
What I heard from Raheem out of his mouth was that when he saw him throw in that weather up there, and that's on the visit, that's when he was like, "Oh, this guy's impressive." That was
he loved him.
That was his words. So
but there was also reports because there was also reports saying that some of the evaluators for the Falcons. Before all this even started, the reason why the Falcons didn't invite Penix to those pro day, those little interviews and stuff, because a lot of the coaches who was doing all these evaluations that worked for the Falcons, they was already saying Penix was that guy. And then when Raheem Morris went there, he called Terry Fontenot and said he's the truth. And they said he was throwing in that cold weather, and it looked like he was throwing in the summer.
But I'm talking about common sense. All right. So what you're saying is they said, "Oh, he's the guy, so let's not invite him amongst the other 30 invitees."
Because they didn't want to give the impression that the Falcons. Here's the thing: what a lot of people were bamboozled about when the Falcons got Kirk Cousins. When the Falcons got Kirk Cousins, everybody thought, "Okay, the Falcons are not going to go get a quarterback in the draft." What did the Falcons turn around and do?
But they invited other quarterbacks. That's my point. So that's why it doesn't make sense, because they
it makes a lot of sense.
No, it doesn't.
Because I don't want you jumping me.
Hold on. They invited quarterbacks the previous year when they invited CJ, they invited Young. They do it every year. It's a group of them. It's like 30 invitations. No one is going to be able to read anything from 30 draftees coming to Flowery Branch.
And I try to tell people that
you will be surprised. You will be surprised.
Don't be surprised if we take Penix at 8. Because a lot of people say, "Oh, we got Kurt. Ain't no way we're gonna take Penix." But I told people.
Anthony Richardson came on the visit. No one sat there and thought like, "Oh, like the Falcons might go get." Like they interview everybody. They invite everybody to Flowery Branch to have a more in-depth conversation, especially people that they have no interest in taking.
Like, yeah, but to you, it might seem like it doesn't make sense. But to the Falcons, what I'm saying, listen, they don't want to give out any iota that any player could be on their radar, because one thing about these teams,
you don't think that looks more obvious because you excluded
one guy. Yeah, but you talking about that one guy. They didn't invite tons of people. So the reality is, when the Falcons got Kirk Cousins, nobody knew. Arthur Smith said, "Okay, what is the succession plan for Kirk Cousins?" Because everybody knew he was on a short-term deal. Everybody knew. I mean, not everybody knew. The Falcons and them in their head office already knew. They told Kirk Cousins, "Listen, within these first 2 years, we will be actively looking for a quarterback to replace you. If we keep you in the," I mean, they didn't say if we keep you in the 3rd year, but we already knew it was only going to be a 2-year contract. So they was looking for a succession plan. They didn't want to cause any ripples in having going after the person that they truly love, and that was Penix. And they said Penix was the person that they really wanted, and they didn't give off any signs, because a lot of these teams are superstitious. They don't want to. They feel that these people will take any small thing and they will use it against them and say, "Okay, this is what that person is wanting." Everybody thought the Falcons was going to, because here's the thing: just because the media is saying the Falcons going to go get a defensive end, why would the Falcons come out and say? Why would the Falcons come out and say, "Oh, but we're not going to get a defensive end. We're going to get a quarterback"? They're going to let the media run that article because it do what? It takes some of the smoke off of what we really want to do.
And that's what was crazy. The media kept saying that we're going to take Turner. That's all you heard. We're gonna take a defensive end. I'm like, just because they say it don't make it true. If the Falcons feel like they want somebody else, that's who they're gonna get. That's it.
And I'm not going to combat that. If I'm the Falcons, I'm not going to combat it.
Here's the thing: 9 times out of 10, that early, they don't know who's the guy yet. That early. That's one. So 2, every year they have like 30 people come visit draftees. Right? Nobody's reading that list because
that's not true.
Look, I'm telling you, they brought in quarterbacks that they didn't have a chance of falling. That's my point. That there was no chance of Jaden Daniels falling. Guess what? He came to Flowery Branch. You see what I'm saying? Like, no one's reading into that. Secondly, those visits were before they went out to Seattle. And per Raheem himself, he said that's when he fell in love. When he saw him throwing out there in those elements. That was April when they went out to Seattle.
Yeah, he said Raheem, when he said they went out there to see Penix, they knew then that was gonna be the pick. That's what he said.
He said, and I'm gonna give you another scenario. All these negative news articles that's coming out about players before the draft, those are the teams doing that. Because why are they doing that? It's because they want to try to devalue a player so they can fall in the draft. Teams will take any little chance or any little scenario they can get, and they will use it to their benefits. It's just it's a cutthroat business, especially when it comes
That
to
ain't
the
got nothing to
draft.
do with the visits, though.
No, it does, because if I'm looking at the people you got coming to visit you, I'm going to make an educated guess. Okay, one of these people is probably who they're looking at. Or out of the thousands of players that's going into this Pro Bowl, or I mean not Pro Bowl, these training or these combines, and you pick those 30. What about those 30 players
All right.
that you looking
Here's
at?
the thing. If I am a team and I'm suspicious that you may take Penix, and that's the one guy you exclude from the visits, you don't think that looks more suspicious?
But he wasn't the one guy. He wasn't just the one guy.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't visit us.
No, all right.
Yes.
Out of the top 8, who didn't get a visit out the
I
top
think
8?
most of the top 8 did come though.
Thank you. And we were picking where? Top 8, right?
But here's the thing. Most people had Penix either in the second round or late in the first.
We're not worried about the second round.
We're not worried about it. A lot of people devalue Penix, but the Falcons already knew they wanted Penix. And guess what happened?
You know what?
At 8, it was 5 other teams trying to trade up to get Penix. And the Falcons said, no, we're going to take him.
They were engaged in trying to trick the league for a guy that they didn't fall in love with 2-3 weeks later when they flew out to Seattle in April. You are
and
exactly
the Falcons,
correct.
And the Falcons were successful.
Yeah, you're right.
They got their guy.
Yeah, that's why the whole world was surprised, right? Because everyone knew it was going to happen.
The whole world was surprised.
I called it.
I called it.
I
called it.
All right. So, y'all, all right. So nobody was surprised.
Everybody, a lot of people was. I wasn't.
Okay, then. So the whole world didn't know then, because literally the people who were on the show was like, "Whoa, this is the biggest surprise ever." That's literally their reaction to the pick. That was everybody's surprise.
I'm just telling y'all.
To the Falcons office, that means we did a good job. To the Falcons office, that means we did a good job.
Me myself personally, I wanted to trade. I thought possibly we could trade back and get Latu. I wanted to get Latu. That's what I wanted to happen. But Red was on my show before that. I say, this is what I want personally. Trade back, get Latu. But if that don't happen, I think we get Penix. I told Red that when he was on my show right before this happened.
And
so
you're a great fortune teller.
And before the draft,
it's not that I'm a fortune teller. I just know my shit, man. For the most part,
this happened a week before the draft. I was on
I predicted Drake London too when we took that pick. I mean,
right,
it is what it is.
The point that I'm making.
Right when we was, this happened a week before the draft. A week before the draft, I wrote on, Smitty. I wrote on his thing, and I said, as I've been looking at the reports and I've been looking at everything else, the most sensible pick right now would be to go get Penix. And I said the Falcons will probably go get Penix because it makes the most sense out of all of them.
Ghosts. So we all some great fortune tellers. But however, the point is the league was not sitting there looking at the Falcons visit list like, oh my God, Penix not on there. That must be where they're going. That's just not what was going on. It doesn't line up.
It lines up perfect to me. I don't know why it don't line up.
It makes perfect sense to me.
It makes perfect sense to me.
I can't combat that. Like, there's people who believe the earth is flat. So I can't combat it.
No, you can go travel the earth. You can go travel the world, and you can see it
and
yourself.
People still believe that. So.
It got new life with Shaq. That got new life with Shaq.
But what are we really arguing about? The fact that we got our quarterback for the future and our quarterback for now? I mean, that's a win-win to me.
No, it's
it started.
Justin Fields. That's how we ended up.
It started with Justin Fields. And like I said, what it was that you're supposed to do when you get the number 1 pick. Quarterback. That's that person. And in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I'm gonna have to continue to restate that because I don't want anybody to say that I'm leading anybody down the garden path. But in my opinion, you, Mr. Guru, offensive-minded head coach, remember, offensive-minded head coach, quarterback whisperer, genius of all trades, you said you can develop Matt Ryan. You said you can develop a quarterback. So that's what you're supposed to win and got. Now, then you're gonna sit up here and snow us like you running a professional football team there and don't have people in the right places to do what it is that needs to be done on your side of the ball, because something else too that got him fired. All of the improvements that they made on the defensive side of the ball by spending money on that defensive side of the ball and going and picking pieces, even though what's his name had to create a defense out of spit and baling wire, the defense steadily improved in the 3 years that Smith was head coach. But the offense didn't. The offense was pathetic. Okay, you got a quarterback on his back throwing grenades. You got a doggone quarterback. Can't. I mean, just looked like he wasn't developed. Looked like he wasn't coached. I mean, it was just ridiculous. It was just ridiculous. And you heard what Raheem Morris said. The difference between this team. Well, I can't remember how you said it, but he said it was a quarterback.
Yeah.
He said it was a quarterback. It was a quarterback. But the quarterback whisperer who said he could make gasoline out of goat piss, it still was goat piss. It was still horrible. Our quarterbacking was horrible. Okay, now bad execution, and I'm gonna say this too. A lot of times it was the Falcons players, because a lot of those times those jokers did not execute, even in the route running or being where they were supposed to be, and on top of it, the quarterback. The execution was pathetic on the offensive side of the ball. The side of the ball that I hired you for, that you qualified for, supposedly overqualified for. So, hey, the fans, and I'm gonna tell you something else too. The fans were not going to stand another year of Arthur Smith. They were not going to make it, because how was our ticket sales looking? How's our ticket sales and PSL sales looking for next year?
Hey,
it was bad before he came there. We be honest.
I ain't gonna lie to you,
but it didn't improve. It didn't improve.
I ain't gonna lie to you. To be honest with you, I hate that he left, because I was getting those sweet seats for the cheap.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie to you. I was getting. I was at the tiller with Arthur Blank. I was in the suite right next to Arthur Blank for the cheap.
I ain't gonna lie, my seats have moved up too.
Yeah. And see, and man, look, those they had some $35 seats too down there, didn't they? They had some real cheap.
Yeah, they had some $35 seats in the 100s.
For real?
Yeah.
So that's
toward the end of the year.
Yeah, it was like the last game of the season.
Oh yeah.
Whenever we played. Whenever we played.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're talking about as ticket sales.
Yeah.
To get in there, cause see, okay, you went from when this place opened, high dollar PSLs, all the way down to y'all just come on in. You can buy a seat up at the top, but by the second quarter, you can come on down on the field.
Those are secondhand
for $35.
Those are secondhand ticket sales, though.
Let me ask y'all this though, because I heard a lot of y'all mention arrogance, which I definitely agree. His arrogance and just being a prick didn't do him any favors. Do y'all think if he'd have had a different personality and he wouldn't been such an asshole to the media, that maybe they would have went to bat for him in the media, and that could have maybe gave him the benefit of the doubt? Now, I'm not campaigning for him to stay, because I think he should have got fired, but I'm just asking the question.
That would have probably gotten one more year.
I would say it could have. It could.
That would have probably gotten one more year.
If he wasn't so arrogant and he wasn't such a jerk because it all goes hand in hand. If he wasn't so arrogant, he would have won more games.
Yeah.
I knew he was incompetent whenever Matt Ryan got traded, and the same day we got Marcus Mariota, and we didn't work anybody else out. Geno Smith was out there, and I remember he had a pretty good year that season. Yeah, but Geno Smith was out there. A whole bunch of other players were out there. But instead of even considering anybody else, he, trying to bring that old thing back with Marcus Mariota, and we all seen how that ended. I knew he was incompetent then. So it kind of all goes hand in hand because that arrogance and him being such a prick. I mean that goes in football and it also goes in life. And Mark said it himself. Baker Mayfield's out there as well. I mean, I think he would have did better than Marcus Mariota.
And
me
Joe Flacco.
and not to mention one thing. We had this discussion about these quarterbacks that was available.
Joe Flacco was out there.
We already knew. Yeah, but nobody knew Joe Flacco was gonna do that good with the Browns.
No.
Here's the thing:
you bring him in.
Hold on. Let me just say this.
You bring him in and you work him out. That's what Cleveland did.
With the Lamar Jackson thing. Now, granted, I already knew the Falcons was never going to get Lamar Jackson, but for Arthur Smith to just jump out in front of it and say Desmond Ridder is our guy, that shows you that he don't really value the quarterback on that level, because Desmond Ridder was a 3rd round draft pick. Only way they supposed to see the field is if your franchise quarterback gets hurt. You're not supposed to just automatically crown a 3rd round draft pick unless he just completely outperform in the preseason or your franchise quarterback gets hurt. Desmond Ridder should have always had competition. He should have always had competition. He should have woke up and somebody standing there trying to take his job.
But the man crowned him quarterback. The man crowned him quarterback with 1 series in the preseason. Put that on the firing document.
That was strategic.
Put that on the firing document.
That was strategic. That was strategic.
That was
in the preseason. In the preseason, he threw Desmond Ridder out there, even though Desmond Ridder threw an interception in that, but he didn't want other teams to get a lot of tape on Desmond Ridder. To me, if you would have played Desmond Ridder in those preseason games, we would have lost the first 2 games. Why? Because people would have had tape on them.
I can't go along. Slim, I can't go along with that. I can't go along with that.
You want people to have a lot of tape on
I'm telling you.
I can't go along with that. I can't go along with that.
Just hear me out. Arthur Smith didn't want people to have tape on Desmond Ridder. Because we would have lost these first 2 games.
Hold on. You know why I can't go along with that? Bill Belichick don't care what you see.
It ain't about Bill Belichick. It's about Arthur Smith.
He don't care what you see.
And see, very secluded.
No, he's very arrogant.
Hold on. You said he wanted to have tape on Desmond Ridder.
Yeah. I can't go along with that, man.
You were gonna burn him up with it, Slim.
Listen, Arthur Smith is very secluded. Listen. I think Arthur Smith was like, look, because I think Arthur Smith already knew Desmond Ridder wasn't that guy, but he jumped out the window and said he was. So why would I want to just throw him out there so people can see he's trash?
So wait a minute. Now, why would you? Okay, if you knew he wasn't the guy,
Why didn't initially say that though? He didn't initially say that.
Why did you pick him?
If y'all remember the end of the first year after those 4 starts, they were trying to ask who's your QB1, and they never answered it to the coaches meeting.
Right.
So for a good period of time, he got asked directly, "Who is your QB1?" And he was ducking every single question at the time. They didn't name him QB1 right away.
To the coach,
until the Lamar Jackson situation happened, and then they named him QB1.
What he should have did was called it.
The Lamar Jackson thing really didn't have anything to do with it.
He should have made it an open competition, and then made the best man win. They would have been a smart way to do it, instead of just putting all your eggs in one basket, saying Ridder was the guy from the start. That was the way he messed up.
But he didn't say
Ridder was the guy in the
offseason. Arthur Smith was a fraud.
I remember that interview as well too, because they was asking him about was they even considering Lamar Jackson, and he said, "No, we have our quarterback here." And he was talking about
Wait, hold on, Slim. Wait.
On Rich Eisen, he said that they had discussion.
He said they had a discussion about Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, but that was if you when he said that, because he said every team had a discussion about Lamar Jackson, because he was like, it would be foolish not to have that discussion, because everybody have a talk about whether Lamar Jackson. But Arthur Smith said when they was going in on Arthur Smith, they was bringing in the questions about the Lamar Jackson thing, and he, whether he put his foot in his mouth or whether he outspoke, he
I'm
unofficially crowned Desmond Ridder.
Based on my interpretation, it sounded like to me when Smith talked about Lamar Jackson, like he would have been gung ho for it. To me, it sounded like he got overruled by upper management when he talked about it. Because you got to remember, Arthur Blank got up there with his tie like, no injuries, no. Well, you went out to Deshaun. Well, that's a different person. It seemed to me like Arthur Blank kind of like maybe overruled. That's just the interpretation that I got from the Lamar Jackson situation.
But they was never going to get him.
I know, but what I'm saying, when they asked Arthur Smith about it, he was a little more diplomatic. Like, yeah, we talked about it. It's almost like he want to say, well, it was out of my hand. I would have wanted to go for him. That's just what I got from it.
Yeah, I think basically they tried to find a quarterback and just struck out, and they were left with Ridder. I think that's more probably likely the scenario. Because why? If you were gung ho, you would have named him QB1 right away, but they didn't. I think they were trying to find a quarterback, and when they struck out in the offseason, boom, there you go. This is the only option we got left, so he's our QB1. We're gonna have to roll with it. I think they really did try to replace him.
I think they did too.
Yeah. Because if that's the case, then you just name him quarterback one now, like just off the bat.
They named him quarterback one before the preseason. So it don't matter as long as you named him quarterback one in the offseason. It don't matter at what time they named him quarterback one. That means now somebody got to come in there and take your job from you. Once you named him, but there was no competition. So if you said
that's not what I'm
there
saying.
Is no, but if they would have said, okay, we're going to decide who's the quarterback.
Get a quarterback. We couldn't find one. Therefore, now this is all we have left. That's the point I'm making.
But in the preseason, you still have enough time to go get another quarterback. But that's why they should have never said that in the offseason. They shouldn't have even came close to that. Terry Fontenot should have been using that same line he used all the time. Hey, we try to get competition at every position.
To go get a quarterback after training camp, after OTAs and all that. No, you need a quarterback during camp. You don't need it at preseason.
Yeah. They would call. So the point is, during preseason, they probably would have been hitting my phone up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what happened, more than likely what probably happened after the whole offseason free agency and all that, once they struck out, they couldn't find a better option in their eyes, or they struck out with their number 1, 2, or 3, then they was like, all right, well, we're going to roll with this guy. By the time you get a preseason, it's too late because you need someone at OTAs and you need someone at camp.
To me, I hear what you're saying. I agree with that on a normal basis. But when you got a third round draft pick, I don't care if it's week 1. I don't care if it's week 1. You should be trying to find someone to replace him. He's a third round draft pick. You should be trying to go get someone.
It's not realistic.
But on the other options out there are 4th, 5th, and 6th round draft picks.
You're right. But once again, the best man gonna win. The best man gonna win.
But see, if you go by that, but see, if you go by that logic of him being a 3rd round draft pick, it's like there's no need in even calling them.
But they've been in the league and they veterans, so they got a lot more experience.
Yes.
My whole thing is that football is just like life. The situations, the circumstances that you're given kind of help determine the results. I mean, the whole notion of him being a 3rd round draft pick, I mean, I never really stuck on to that. Like, he was a 3rd round draft pick. That's when he was taken, but everybody gets a chance to write their own story. So
that's true.
Yeah, so I mean, if he would have performed better, he still would have been the starting quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. But I mean, there were so many different things. I mean, himself, he was kind of jittery, and I mean, Arthur Smith didn't put him in the best situation.
But see, here's the reason why the NFL. Here's the thing. The reason why I say the 3rd round draft pick matters a lot is because one, how the NFL look at the third round draft pick, and the reason how they look at him is based on the money they're paying him. You're not expected to be a starter being a third round draft picks, because that's why you don't get that much money. And the NFL is banking on the NFL is banking on the statistics show the likelihood of you actually being successful is low. So the thing is, if the Falcons was deciding to cut him, they're not financially on the hook. Unlike if he was a first round draft pick, then yes, you're stuck with him because he's getting that money. He's getting paid.
But that was the justification for him being where he was. Okay, we'll put him out there. We'll see what he can do. And if he falls on his face, we're not spending that much money. But they were intending to make that man a starting quarterback. That's what they said.
Here's the thing. If you decide to make that argument saying, well, the justification is he's cheap, then you also have to accept the outcome. If he doesn't work, you out of a job. So that's just the reality. You can't say,
isn't that what happened?
You can't say
that's
he's
where the arrogance
cheap.
Comes in.
Yeah, so you can't say,
isn't that what happened?
Cheap, and then turn around and when he don't succeed, you say, well, you got to cut me a break because he was cheap.
So does anybody on here?
No. He bought that one. He bought that hot dog. He eating that hot dog. That belongs to him.
That's
and that's why he doesn't have a job, because
this is why you don't see teams automatically throwing a third round draft pick. It doesn't happen like that in NFL.
We have no argument there. They don't. We have no disagreement. We don't have a disagreement there. That there's no discussion. There's no need for discussion on that. We agree on that one, and that's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he did. He sold himself. He sold himself as the big quarterback guru. I'm gonna take him in here. I'm gonna develop him. I'm gonna make him into something. All right. You didn't do either.
Day one though. I don't think they had intention for him to start that early though. Like I don't think no franchise goes into the third round like that's our next franchise guy.
He did.
Yeah, I
did. He did.
He had all offseason. He had all
offseason. No, this is Arthur Smith we're talking about. We're talking about Arthur Smith here.
But y'all don't know him personally. My point is,
we know what we see. That's all we need to know. What we see, what he putting on the field.
No, you've only seen him draft one quarterback. So you
we know what we see, brother. Like we say, looking at the same thing you looking at.
We see him automatically go with Marcus Mariota.
Let me get this out. So what I'm saying is,
him automatically go with Marcus Mariota after he left from Matt Ryan. That's kind of he took Ryan Tannehill from the trash heap. So it's kind of linear.
No, you talking about
that plays into the arrogance.
NFL experience though. But here's what I'm saying. You see Bill Belichick take quarterbacks in the 4th, 5th round. No one has the expectation that they're going to be franchise quarterbacks. The expectation is that they're going to sit on the bench, develop them over time. Yeah. That's my point. I think that was more so the point. I don't think he had the expectation that Ritter was supposed to start right away. I think it's in the same vein as we take in
Penix.
Yeah, not just Penix, because the expectation is because of where he's drafted that he's going to start right away. But what I'm saying is that no one is expecting Bailey Zappi or any of the numerous quarterbacks that Bill Belichick take in the 4th, 5th round every single year to turn around and be a franchise quarterback. The hope is that, all right, these are projects. And I think that's exactly what their intention was. I do believe his arrogance played a part to think that he could escalate that more so to like, okay, it's not going to be a 4-year project. I can make this happen in 2 because of my arrogance. But I don't think no team reaches into the 3rd round and say, that's our franchise quarterback.
Yeah, but just to push back on what you just said, yes, I hear what you're saying, but you can't, if you're going to say, I'm going to get a 3rd round and then have him sit to develop him, then you can't go get a Marcus Mariota when you know he's not going to give you no good years. He wasn't good.
Well, that's exactly
that
why
goes back to what Big Logan said. He had in his mind, I pulled Tannehill off the trash heap and I made him work. I can make Marcus Mariota work, and it backfired. So you going to have to push. Your timeline going to have to go up faster. When your quarterback is throwing a goddamn pass, laying on his back, you got to get rid of him.
You just made my case. It backfired, but the plan backfired. But the plan was for Marcus Mariota to start, correct? And while the other
yes, that first year, but you knew Marcus Mariota wasn't the answer. You knew he wasn't the answer. Marcus Mariota
if he knew he wasn't the answer, he wouldn't have signed him.
No, Marcus Mariota was a Hail Mary play. That was, hey, we going into the season. We need a quarterback. Let's hurry up and go get somebody. And he got somebody that he already had a chemistry with. That was Marcus Mariota, who was a free agent.
It was like a 2-year deal, right? And like wasn't like most of the second year avoidable.
Yeah, most of the money was on the second year.
All of it was avoidable. Big country.
Yeah. So I mean,
because see now, I'm gonna tell you something else too. Now, everybody trying to paint this narrative that they got Tannehill off the garbage heap. No, bro, that wasn't the case. Because see, the thing was, I think it was just a change of ownership or a change of coaches down there in Miami as to why Tannehill was even available. Because see, Tannehill was throwing for 3,000 and 4,000 yards down there in Miami. Now, you know,
I don't even think they went and got Tannehill. Wasn't Tannehill already there when he took over OC?
I think Tannehill was a free agent.
He came as
he was already. I think Tannehill got traded to them from Miami, I believe.
Yeah, he came in 2019, so that would have been his first year as an OC.
The Falcons, and like the comment just said, the Falcons wanted Watson. They couldn't get Watson, and they made a fourth quarter move and went and got Mariota to get a competent quarterback for the season. And then the Falcons already knew Arthur Smith already thought his playbook was ahead of the game and they was going to run the ball anyway. And it backfired on them. It completely backfired. The Falcons, here's the thing. Arthur Smith completely dropped the ball when it came to the most important position in the whole history of sports. I think we all can agree on that. And
it depends on who's available. Who did they miss?
Yeah, I don't think he had a lot of options, really.
Yeah,
but the problem is you may not have a lot of options, but you have to show something. He couldn't show anything. He got
they had Gardner Minshew out there, they had Geno Smith, they had Joe Flacco, they had a bunch of guys that was available. Baker Mayfield, a bunch of guys.
All Arthur Smith was doing was trying all Arthur Smith was doing was trying to make up for the mistake that he made when he first got here, not drafting the quarterback. That's all he was spending his time doing. Okay, that's all he was doing, and he couldn't do it.
I don't think that was a mistake. I don't think that was a mistake.
I'm looking at Ryan Tannehill's contract. So that first year that he came to Tennessee, he only made $4.5 million. Like that was a Hail Mary. They didn't think he was gonna do what he did. And I feel like Arthur Smith I think he was just trying to chase that high again. He really liked it. He tried tried that hard for the first time, and you know what, they call it hard for a reason, because it's hard to get off of.
And then we acting like Arthur Smith was just this guru over there in Tennessee. The majority of the years he was over there, he had 9
Who acting like he was a guru? Wait a minute. Did you forget what I just said? I ain't saying that.
Everybody was saying
Smith had 1 year where he had double digits.
A lot of people
they
just forgot everything I said. I must have been too long. I must have been talking too long.
By years, he was only an OC for 2. And one of those years, they went to the AFC Championship game.
They had the majority. Most wins was 11 wins.
Hold on. And that he was only OC for 2. That's my point. He was only OC for 2, so it's not like he was sorry for 5 years.
He had a track record.
No, he only was OC for 2. And those 2 were Derrick Henry's best years and were
9 and 7 and 11 and what was that? He was 9 and 7 1 year.
He was in the AFC Championship game with a top 5 offense. I'm sorry, if you got a top 5 offense in an AFC Championship game, that gets you interviews. That's just what it is.
Of course, it's gonna get you interviews. I'm not knocking that. But he wasn't coming in the game with some over the top. No, he came in the game as an average offensive coordinator.
Well, they really surprised everybody. Tennessee really surprised everybody that year because they really surprised everybody that year.
And if you ask me, I think they was copying off the Falcons playbook. If you look at it, they was copying off the Falcons.
Let me ask y'all this: if he had a competent quarterback,
I seriously doubt that.
Because I think we all agree that he transformed the offensive line and then he transformed the running game. You know, you look at the fact that he brought Patterson in here, who didn't nobody want, who was a lifetime journeyman, and turned him into a weapon before he got old.
He had like a top five run game with no quarterback play.
Right, you put a competent quarterback there. I think the Falcons probably could have got 10 wins out of that last year.
With Mariota.
I mean, the running game
Falcons could have went to the playoffs every year, but they didn't. That's the reality.
And see, the thing is about that. This division was garbage. Okay, so yes, you could have went to the playoffs, but
and we
really
still couldn't get it done. That's more of an indictment on us. The division was garbage. We still couldn't get it done.
I understand about the indictment on us. However, if your division is garbage and you win your division, you're going to get wiped in the second round because number one, you're going to be playing on wild card weekend. You don't get a bye. Okay, so you're going to be playing wild card weekend. Then once you eliminate whoever else is coming from wild card weekend, that very next weekend when you get some real competition, you die. You die on the cross.
Not necessarily though, John Harris, because you can get matched up against somebody. You can get matched up against somebody that can't stop the run, and we was dominating in the run game. So you never know.
Coach would have won.
As bad as we were, we didn't even deserve to be on national television. And Tidy will tell you, I will call the network.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
I will call the network and tell them, don't put the Falcons. I don't care if they're in the playoffs or not.
But if you get to the playoffs. But if you do get to the playoffs, John, you deserve it. So you can't say you don't deserve it. You
can get to the playoffs. Wait a minute. How
you earned it?
And see, this is the thing with me. And this is my opinion once again. Your division, you get in the playoffs with a losing record. Man, that's the most embarrassing mess you could ever do.
Hold on. Wait.
You don't deserve to be there.
I already know what you're gonna say, Tidy.
Y'all almost forgot what happened when that other
the Seahawks
team,
did.
Yeah.
Y'all
almost forgot what happened. Hold on now.
You got to fill a spot for somebody. Somebody got to get that playoff spot.
I still don't.
With a second round,
somebody got to get that playoff spot. Somebody got to get it.
I'm not denying that it happened. Okay, I'm not denying that it happened. But going into the playoffs with a losing record.
No, I'm not saying that's ideal. But if you get in the playoffs, hey man, you
in the playoffs. 0-0. Everybody record is 0-0. Anything can happen.
Hey, remember the Giants? The Giants got into the playoffs with a losing record. You see what they did? They went on to win the Super Bowl.
No, they didn't have a losing record that year.
They were a wild card team.
They
didn't have a losing record. They were wild card.
They was like 8-8. They was like barely there. And then they got that other win to get into the playoffs. And then they made a whole run.
That's why I'm glad you got 17 games now, so you can't do no 500. Either you won or you lost.
And whenever the Seahawks went there, they had a third round quarterback. They had a third round quarterback.
That's different.
I mean, why is it different?
Look, the Bucs. They didn't have a losing record, but they went to the playoffs.
Well, let me throw something out at y'all.
Let
me throw something out at y'all. Fourth round, Dallas been getting there every year, and they had a fourth round quarterback in Dak Prescott. So
the reason
he ain't won shit either.
The reason that
situation, but he's got to the playoffs every year. That's what I'm saying. Well, most years.
13 wins.
You don't win, it's working.
But he got to win the playoffs. That's something he's got to do.
Go ahead, Keith.
I think he got 2 wins.
That's why the trip was working.
The reason that was different is because Russ didn't fall because of a lack of talent. Like that, we all saw him at Wisconsin. We all saw him at NC State. He got every award. He didn't fall because of a lack of talent. He fell in the draft because of his size. That's a lot different than the Ritter situation.
He
had no issues with his size. He had an issue with his talent.
Hey,
Ritter went undefeated at home. So Ritter was
come on, man.
As a matter of fact, Ritter was considered one of the best quarterbacks in that draft.
Why are you talking about his college record in the AAC?
What's the name of that
all been
division?
state.
That joker played the AAC. That joker played Ball State. That joker played the Bankhead Bouncers.
He didn't say that. He said the AAC.
That joker played the doggone College Park Air Boeing 747s.
And then
sound like
Alabama.
That sound like a rehab for beer drinkers.
Listen, y'all gonna get off my boy Ritter, man. Y'all gonna let that man live. Get off my boy Ritter.
He can live right over there, Arizona Cardinals. He can live. Let him live all he wants.
You may never see that man start on a football team again.
Who knows? He might get a shot over there, Arizona. Though if Kyler Murray don't work out, maybe they develop him. You never know.
You see me?
Boy, if we play the Cardinals and they start Ritter and he destroys, oh my God, boy!
You'll see me.
You just attribute that to better coaching. You just attribute that to better coaching.
No, that's what I think. He's gonna be third string. That man gonna be holding clipboard the rest of his life. Man.
Hey, Travis, he's gonna be Travis. They're gonna find Ritter out of the field somewhere.
You know, anything's possible. Anything's possible.
Probable. I'm not a real fan. I'm just doing
anything but that.
I know, cause
y'all be careful now, cause y'all know there's some Ritter folks out there that support him just like they support Matt Ryan folks. So y'all be careful now.
Yeah, you right about
that.
That's why they got. That's why they got.
I had to apologize to Ritter. I really had to apologize to Ritter.
And Big Low, who was those folks? Let's call them out. Who's those folks?
I ain't even gonna go into that.
I tried to trap you just there. I
ain't even going into all that.
Man, hey, boss man, you think the beehive is bad? You think the beehive bad? Them Ritter supporters,
there were definitely Ritter jerseys in the game.
Man, them jokers will climb all over you like maple syrup.
I'm telling you,
how much a Ritter jersey cost, Keely?
They'd be like,
I don't know. I saw them in the stands though. I saw people with Ritter jerseys in the stands, even on the road.
Oh yeah. People actually bought them.
The Family Dollar right now.
I got the 9 jersey though. I got a 9 jersey, but it's
after the game. Then after the game, to be like, y'all see that? Desmond Ritter threw for 127 yards. Y'all say he couldn't do it. I like bragging about it.
And see, Big Low, when they gotta point out stuff like that, they let you know that the guy they talking about is sorry. Just like them LeBron fans. Just like them LeBron fans,
they say
you can point
he threw for 2 touchdowns.
You see what LeBron did
tonight?
Y'all see that?
Look at him.
Y'all said he couldn't go through a game without fumbling. He didn't fumble one time. What you gotta say now? Like,
see? Exactly.
That's what they was doing too. That's exactly what they was doing when he had those
I've seen people say Desmond Ritter threw 2 touchdowns, but they didn't say he threw 2 interceptions and fumbled one time either. But then they say, well, those were his fault.
With that last minute interception, they ain't never say that, did they?
Yeah. Now that Carolina game, when he threw that interception, he sat on his knees and he said, "You know what? I just got Arthur Smith and me fired." Like he knew everything was coming to an end on that game, boy.
Man, that Temple road game.
What they say, Big Low, after that Carolina game? Did they tell you to look at his stats?
Man, come on, man. Come on, man.
Hey, Big Low, look at that Carolina game. Did you see my boy ruin the Falcons season?
No. They're like, man, everybody can have a bad game. Everybody like you ain't never made a mistake on your job before. Boy, they're making all kind of excuses.
That sound like
you ain't never made a mistake on your job before. Like, bro.
Like you so perfect in your world.
Yeah, like you so perfect in the world. Like, no.
Last year was painful, man. Last year was painful for real.
It was hard.
It was bad.
It wasn't for me because I'm tell you why. I knew this was gonna happen. I've been saying this. Look, you can't hide a poor quarterback behind the run game, and I've seen a lot of folks. Jump on the video and say, "Well, as long as we got a good run game, Desmond Ritter just have to be okay. No, he don't, because he got to be able. Desmond Ritter struggle reading defense. He struggled, hell, just handing the ball off. That he'll fumble the ball just looking at it. So
he got
the boy was
exposed for
bad.
sure.
The boy was bad. I mean, bad.
Only way
And
that's
we was
supposed to
like
work, you just gotta
Bijan,
have
and a lot of folks were saying, Bijan would cover all that up, but y'all found out the hard way when they was putting that extra defender on Bijan, and he couldn't really get open like he wanted to.
Man,
He had to do all that crazy stuff in the backfield.
Bijan
It
didn't
was
even got 1,000
spectacular.
yards rushing yet, man. When he gonna get 1,000 yards rushing?
He had like
he only
1,000
played one
scrimmage
season,
yards.
And that was disrespecting my boy Tyler Algier. Tyler Algier, when he get his chance, though, Tyler Algier was balling. Man had 1,000 yards, and they took Bijan. They were disrespecting Tyler Algier for sure.
So once again, you went and got something that you didn't need.
Right.
Did you need Bijan? Did you really need Bijan?
Nope.
Yes and no.
I mean, we thankful to have him now, but we didn't need him at the time.
No, see, that's what I'm saying.
Yes and no.
Did you really need a rusher? Because you had a man that, Tyler Algier.
He had 1,000 yards
was
rushing,
just
bro.
running over folk. He was turning jokers over, knocking them back. So why did you need a flashy back? Because the way that the team was constructed, we were supposed to be these. Okay, we couldn't pass. All right, just like Slim said. All right, we gonna run the ball all the time. All right, now
that was it.
Why in the world did you need a Bijan? There were a lot of other things that you needed to get.
Because they didn't just get Bijan to run the ball. They got Bijan to throw to him in the flats. Remember Arthur Smith in his first interview when he got Bijan, he said
who
was doing more than just running the ball. They was throwing him the ball.
Who was throwing to him in the flat?
It wasn't really that. What happened was the reason they took Bijan because
Slim, you sitting up here, Slim, you committing carry with your argument.
Arthur Smith said.
Arthur Smith got Bijan because that shows you how much lack of confidence he had in his quarterback play. He thought he could just keep it on the ground, keep it out the quarterback's hand for the most part, and win games that way. And that still backfired. So that's
Arthur Smith said in the interview they fell in love with Bijan not just because of his running ability, because of all the catching ability he had. Because I think that last year in college he didn't drop a pass. Am I correct? And then when they said they went to his backyard to train, they went to his backyard to do some coaching. They was mostly doing passing plays.
They did in his backyard.
You know what I mean? You mean he fell in love with him like the unicorn? That's how he fell in love with him, like the unicorn. You mean?
That's my problem. You didn't have anybody to throw him any passes coming out of the backfield on this team.
But they already committed to Desmond Ritter.
Again, you didn't have anybody to throw him any passes coming out of the backfield.
Hit your mute mic for Slim. Come on.
See, I don't know why Slim does this to himself. Look, if you were to go down there to the hospital, they know you did it. They know you stabbed yourself. They know you stabbed yourself. Every time
I get what you're saying, Judge. You talking about, but you talk if you looking for the draft, who should they got in the draft in that time? Now, granted, would have got Bijan?
Did we need more defensive help?
Yeah. I wouldn't have got Bijan. I wouldn't have.
I can't remember who was available, but they could have got a pass rush at that point. But I can't remember at the moment who was all available right there.
We all know who was available.
Yeah,
we know who was available. We know who was available.
Is Takada. Yeah, that's who was available.
They got from Athens.
Who you would have got, Slim?
Oh, me?
Yeah,
I would have got any edge rusher would have been good. But once again,
who? Jalen Carter.
Probably, but I would have got.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was in that.
The dude from Georgia. The dude from Georgia. But like I said, I understand. I know, but I'm saying, but here's the thing. With the Falcons
trouble. Y'all know
the thing about the Falcons
not
pick.
taking
Everybody
he got in trouble and all this stuff.
Here's the thing about the draft. You can't say, will this be the person I get, or will this be you have to look at what they pick and say, okay, is it understandable? Is the Bijan Robinson pick understandable? Yes, it is.
No, it wasn't. It absolutely wasn't.
It's understandable. And the reason why I think it's understandable is because they were trying to hide Desmond Ritter behind the run game.
Well, now Slim, explain understandable.
And that note, then yes, that makes sense. Yes, you saying that.
Explain understandable. You said the pick had to be
the reason why I say it's not whether it was the right or the wrong pick. It's more likely was it a understandable pick, because you have to look at what the Falcons was trying to do, and they was trying to hide the fact that Desmond Ritter, because Arthur Smith already knew Desmond Ritter wasn't fully developed. Yeah. Going back to 2008, when Matt Ryan's rookie year, what did Mike Smith say in a recent interview he did?
Okay, hold up.
Let me say this. When Mike Smith did his recent interview, when he said when they drafted Matt Ryan, at the time they had the hurry up and throw Matt Ryan in the shoe. But what did he say? Due to the fact that Matt Ryan was a rookie, we had to have
Ritter.
I know. I'm talking about 2008. Most of the time, hold on. Just let me finish.
How you going to 2008 with this situation?
Because what I'm getting at is when you have a rookie quarterback that's getting thrown in the chute, you want to have a good run game so it will help them. Because studies show it will help that rookie quarterback more. And what I said here's the thing. Now this goes back to answering your question. You said, is it understandable? Yes, it is, because they was trying to hide Desmond Ritter deficiencies behind a overpowered run game. And then you had Bijan and you had Tyler Algier. So
I agree with that.
It's understandable.
No, didn't you demonstrate your overpowering running game with Tyler Algier the previous year and Cordarrelle Patterson?
But Tyler Algier, here's the thing. First off, Patterson I think he was supposed to. They wasn't going to keep him that long. No, I'm not.
Yeah, but
once again, like I said,
I mean, you already have a 1,000-yard rusher. You got a 1,000-yard rusher,
and you had another back, Cordarrelle Patterson, to complement him.
And then you had Cordarrelle Patterson. Okay, so your running game was already established.
But study showed Cordarrelle Patterson. Study has showed Cordarrelle Patterson. He tend to start declining throughout the season. That's why they had to go get someone else.
But you still don't take Bijan at number 8. You don't do that.
I never said I would do it. I never said I would do it. If I was the GM, I said I wouldn't have did that. But I said is the pick understandable? Yes.
No, it's not. I'm still
trying to do.
I'm still trying to understand later in the draft. They could have got a running back later in that draft, though. I could have done that.
Slim, I'm still trying to understand.
Thank you, Travis.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Because that is not even understandable if that is the justification for you getting a Bijan. Okay, because see, running backs were available all through all 7 rounds of the draft.
Yeah.
They were available all 7 rounds of the draft. Okay.
You could have got your pass rusher and then come back and got your running back later.
Yeah, you could have got you a serviceable running back, because the thing was you didn't have a quarterback that could get the ball to the man in the flat.
But Bijan was considered the best one. He was rated, one of the best players in that draft.
I understand
but you didn't need him, is what he's saying. You didn't need him.
You did not need him.
If you needed him, it makes sense. If you needed him, but you didn't need him.
But once again, I'm saying if I was that, I would never made that pick. But the question goes back to
how do you understand
based on what the because
Red, you gotta understand that because Arthur Smith took him, so that's how you understand it. That's why his ass
I
is
know.
fired. That's how
And
you
then you saw what he tried to
and
do.
that's the
And then
problem.
you saw
I
what he tried to
understand
do.
that it was stupid. I understand it was stupid.
Exactly, it definitely was.
That's what
But
I
It was
understand.
another ABC, another bad creation. That's
But
what
now
it was.
we lucky to have him now because we got new management, everything's new. So it worked out.
And you
now,
know what?
But
And you know what? You're absolutely
Aisha.
right. I feel the same way about him that I do about Over Mahaley that Bobby Petrino left here. Okay? Because see,
He was
Michael
good.
Turner would not go if it wasn't for Over Mahaley. Michael Turner would not have gone if it wasn't for Over Mahaley.
Yeah, Over was
And see,
True.
so yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah. And Arthur Smith did bring some good pieces here. Matter of fact, one thing I got to give Arthur Smith credit for, the size of our team increased. You know, because see, we were just like the doggone Atlanta Hawks out there. Too small,
Yeah.
getting run over, getting
Hey,
knocked all over the place.
And you
And
want me
now-
to tell you what was the best piece Arthur Smith brought in? Felipe Franks. That was
Yes,
And
sir.
on that note,
Yes,
we're gonna wrap
sir.
this up, guys.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
yeah. I thought I heard.
He played two positions. He
I'm
played
sorry,
two
I had to
positions.
do it, man. I had to do it.
He played two positions. Felipe Franks, he should be in the Hall of Fame. Y'all just
Hey,
don't
boss
respect
man,
it.
you make sure you gargle because I know that don't even taste right in your mouth. That don't even taste right.
I know, bro.
That don't even
I
taste
can't
right.
believe you
He played
said
Listen,
quarterback
he held,
and tight end.
listen. He
Name me
held
one
on to
person
that
who could do
man
that.
so long.
Make
That
sure
man
you
should not have been on
breakfast
this
before
team
you
that
leave.
long. Trying to do what was a project guy trying to make him a tight end and didn't work out. He was a quarterback. Like that joke was ridiculous, man. It's just
I got a
ridiculous.
name for you. Ty Sombrero.
And on that note, guys,
Oh,
we're
wow.
gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I want to thank everybody on the panel for coming through. Take a moment if you guys don't mind, and go ahead and plug your channels and what you got going on. We'll start with you, Red.
Oh, okay. Well, in a few hours, I'll be starting the Red and Red Sports Show. Hope I get enough sleep. I won't oversleep, but y'all know me, Red and Red Sports Show, Saturdays at 11 a.m. And during the week, Wednesdays, eye test, Fridays, tight at Waffle House, and 24/7, my page where we keep the sports and entertainment post going, baby.
Solid. Yeah, Hefe, I know you're probably gonna be in Paris or Greece sometime this
Lord.
weekend. Got anything you want to promote or plug?
The eye test. Whenever John decides to have the next one, we'll be on there. Just check out the eye test.
John,
Wednesday
take
at
that.
10 p.m.
John, chill.
John Harris, let them know where they can find you, my brother.
As previously stated by one of my best employees. At any rate,
It's
the
called a constituent, John.
constituent cause let me finish what I was going to say, please. The eye test Wednesday nights at 10 o'clock. Been on hiatus a couple of weeks because I've got a little gig or whatever and not able to do it, but I'm definitely going to try to do it this week, 10 o'clock. Come and Slim, I told you, Slim, next time 10 o'clock Wednesday, Slim.
Man, hold on. Before you finish, man, shoot, I work these crazy hours, then I go to college as well. So I've been extremely busy. Yeah.
Oh, ain't no sense you ruin your college career messing around with me. So you guys, you know,
Make sure you stay in class,
check
man.
out the eye test. If you like it, hit it. And hey, hit the like button for this here because I know you like what we were talking about tonight. I know you do. So go ahead and hit that like button. And thank you to Tidy and Big Low for even being in here with me because I'm like that bad part of the family where you don't let them drink too much and be around you at the picnics because they'll embarrass you.
Slim, you got anything you want to promote, brother?
Man, listen, I'm just trying to get Felipe Franks in the Ring of Honor. That's all. Hey, but John, also, hey, hit me up on Facebook if you when you about to go on. I try to make it. You know what I mean? So just hit me up, let me know, and I'll jump on with you. It's just that man, shoot, I'll be extremely busy. It's like shit. If I turn this phone around, you see all these computers I gotta look at, man. You be like, I understand.
Well, don't do it. Just
No, I
keep
want to
on
get on
doing
with
like
you.
you're doing.
I want to get on with you, especially because I still owe what's his name, Winston. One. Yeah, man, Winston got to go at it.
He said,
Hey, we'll never get a word in.
Travis, let them know where they can find you, bro, on YouTube, man. Go ahead and plug your show.
Well, first, I want to say I appreciate you guys having me on. It's my first time on here. Hopefully, y'all have me back.
Ooh.
And like I said, I appreciate you guys. And yeah, man. And y'all can find me on Thursdays at 7:30 on Facebook. It's my YouTube is at Pops the Henry Brothers 1997. It's me, my pops, and my brother. My brother's a Steelers fan. My pops a Dallas fan. So it gets crazy. But yeah, man, y'all go subscribe, man. Help a brother out, man. You know what I mean? But other than that, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe, man. Let's run these numbers up, man. They got a great show over there. Like he said, he a Falcons fan. Dad is a Cowboys fan. Brothers,
he's crazy,
fans, so,
and he's crazy too, by the way. So y'all know.
I'm praying for you, brother.
It's real barbershop talk. It gets crazy over there. I'm just giving y'all a heads up. You check tuned in, it's crazy. So you let you know.
Definitely.
Hey, we ain't scared. You know what? We Falcon fans. We ain't scared.
Yeah, them Dallas fans are up, man. They're a different breed, bro. That's all I can say.
Yeah, talk about arrogant.
Yeah, for real.
Talk about delusional.
Take us home, brother, if you don't mind. Let them know where they can find you, bro.
Oh, definitely, man. Hey, first of all, Tidy, thank you so much for letting me come on and chop it up with y'all, man. Every time I come to the Waffle House, man, it always feels like family, man. But for everybody out there that don't know me, my name is Big Low Country. I'm just an old country boy, former football coach that loves to sit around and talk about sports. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you're here in the Waffle House. We definitely and greatly appreciate that. And also, fellas, everybody that's on the panel, August 17th for the second preseason game, we're going to be watching. We're going to be getting together and watching it at Bench Warmers in Stockbridge. So we're trying to do a little meet and greet. So yeah, man, y'all come on through and
I'll be there.
Oh man, I'll be in Connecticut. Damn.
Daggone, John.
All right, who I'm gonna ride with? Who I'm gonna ride with the Stockbridge?
Oh, yeah, I'll be in Connecticut.
Somebody,
yeah, man, y'all,
Travis, come shoot me up, big dog.
Yeah, hey, y'all run them numbers up, man. Go subscribe, please. I can use it.
Definitely.
All right, and I want to appreciate everybody on the panel for coming through. Appreciate everybody in the chat for coming through, man. Hey, we got training camp in about 2 weeks, guys. So we're almost there. With that said, I thank the panel. Y'all be blessed, man. Be safe this weekend. See y'all later.
Peace y'all too, man. Yeah, cool.
Bye.